Thompson-Herah wins 10-6-0 Olympic record. Wow!
Another goal. The legacy as one of the all-time greats is surely complete. Defending champion comes back and wins again in supreme style.
Hey, trackies. Thank you so very much for being here. It's been so long. Hey, Keisha, how are you? It's been such a long time since I've been live. Trackies, y'all don't know how much covering back-to-back meets is very, very draining. And as such, I'm like, you know what? No more lives, not for now, not until I recover, right? So yeah, that's why you haven't really seen me. Yeah, because there were a lot of meets to cover, a lot of things to discuss. So yeah, I just had to scratch the live. And I mean, going into the World Championships, it's gonna get hectic again, around that time. So yeah, but yeah, that's what's going on. So hey, Damarie, what's good? So Keisha's like, where are you? You need to go live. I'm like, okay, Keisha. Oh, and then there's another reason as well. My face has been breaking out. There's too much makeup on my face all day, every day is causing me to break out. It's summer, it's hot, I'm dying. So I'm like, look here, maybe fix up my face. My face will look good for the summer. Maybe have the summer face. While Akira over there has the summer body, I'll have the summer face. Oh my gosh. So yeah. Hey, Carmetha, what's good? All right. So there's a lot of things to discuss. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Shericka, Oblique, Seville, Noah Lyles and Let's Sealy. What else is there? Shakiri. There's so much things that, went on, over the weekend that, we can talk about. So I don't even know where to start, which athlete to start with, really. Let's start with Oblique Seville, since this is something that I've talked about for so long. I think a lot of y'all are forgetting. But let me, you know what? Let me open up a page with my actual channel information and see exactly, from when I've been actually saying this about Oblique Seville. So, where's my channel? I don't even know how to do this anymore. So this is my channel. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Let me go over here. Let me share my screen now. Okay. So, child, all of this takes some time to present clearly. So because it takes some time, yeah, just give me some time to, get that information up. All right, so this is what my channel looks like. So I'm scrolling back to sometime maybe last year. Gosh, there's so many videos on this channel, I don't even know where to go. But let me see. Um, Oblique Seville was, into the season going in, we were like, all right, there's a lot of expectation, right? Lot of expectation from Oblique Seville going into this season. And you know what? None of that has materialized. And then, we're looking and we're seeing, okay, here we go. Here's a video right here. This is myself and my sister. Oblique Seville, good and bad. It's questionable. No, we've been questioning, the whole decision to not have Oblique Seville run on the circuit for a while now. No, back last year again at the World Championships, you all know he finished fourth. And I've been saying this time and time again, every Oblique video that I do, I've been saying, listen, I do not believe Oblique was not fast enough to take a medal on the day. I believe he did not have the experience on the world stage like the other guys had to eke out a win in a desperate moment when you're able to clutch, that last straw. I just didn't think he had the experience to, to grab that medal, and obviously he placed fourth. So, in this particular video, we said, here what? The season was good. It was great. However, going forward, based on what is very blatantly obvious, can we see Oblique Seville getting into some more international meet, run against the top guys that you'll be facing off, the Fred Curleys, the Noah Lyles, the Christian Colemans, anybody that you can find, Omaniala, anybody, just run against them so that you can get yourself prepped for what is to come on the big stage. Similar to what you see Shakira doing. She's running against the top guns. I mean, she could have shied away like, most people did shy away when Shericka ran that 10.65. She didn't shy away. She turned up because she needs to prepare herself for what this 10.65 is before I get to the World Championships. Don't get me wrong, she didn't get the 10.65 in the race, but still, she needs to be mentally prepared for what is to come when she faces against Shericka at the World Championships, because again, it's a different level of pressure at that moment. However, we've been hearing as it relates to Oblique Civil, okay, fine. Going into this 2023 season, we're going to be seeing him race more. Well, I don't know where that race more was. I saw him on 2 little races, maybe if it's one or two, I don't even know. We saw him, running. Who was in that race? Was Darnell in that race at one point? I don't even remember. Someplace in New York, right? Not many people, that will be challenging him, but at least it's still better than no race, right? So, but the thought process still was, I still need to see Oblique Seville running in more races with the top competition, especially with how the field is right now. Again, there's not many people. There's not a gap between the people, so it'll be good, to have a gauge of these people heading in. All right, fine, it hasn't materialized, but still we're looking for, great times, based on what we were hearing. Then now we see Zarnell Hughes come out and drop a massive, 9.83, and we're like, damn, 9.83 from Zarnell. What is Oblique going to do? Now, after that, obviously, he pulled out of the Racers Grand Prix, sore hamstring, that kind of thing. But still, the expectation was there. I'm not going to lie. There was a lot of expectation heading into the Jamaican trials to say, all right, Oblique, I got to do something. Oblique, I got to do something. So, the typical me is very hard on Oblique because, again, y'all know I don't like when guys be slowing down in races, looking around. I remember he was running a 60 earlier in the year with Johan. And let me see if I can find the video over here, as a matter of fact, with Johan and Akeem Blake. And I pointed out in the video, say, if you look front at the front shot, okay, here it is right here. Oblique fumbled the win. I said, see it right there? I said, if you look at the front view of this video, the front shot of the race, Akeem is there. His head is straight forward. And so is Johan. And even look, there's Darnell right there into that little frame right there in the picture. Right? You know what Oblique was doing? You know what Oblique was doing? Looking around. The race do not done. The race not done yet, and Oblique is looking around in the race. And I took issue with it, and I said, why is Oblique doing this? Now, every single time I point this out to y'all attack me and say, leave Oblique alone. He's gonna get it right when the time comes. And I said, okay, fine. Maybe I'm being too harsh on Oblique. Maybe, I should just let him run however he wants to run. And then on the day he will, turn up and, do what he can do. Because again, he has the talent. We've been hearing from the coach, that, he's capable of doing it a certain time. So again, there's no question there. So I'm like, all right, fine. So going into the trials, even though I knew about, him pulling out of the Racers Grand Prix, the thought process at that point was not, oh, he's not going to be doing something phenomenal, because that's not what we were hearing. We were hearing, he's beating Zarnell Hughes in training. So clearly, I'm hyped up. Jamaica is probably stoked too to say, all right, Oblique, I'll come with something. Because at the end of the day, while I appreciate performances from everybody across the world, I ain't gonna lie, I'm Jamaican. I want to see our Jamaicans do well. Point blank, period. You know what I mean? So that's what I was looking for. However, first round comes, because y'all keep hounding me. First round comes and he's laughing and giggling and all over the place. And I'm like, usually I would take issue with this. Usually I would be blowing off my top at this present moment. But considering that I've been so harsh about this particular issue, let me just rein it in. Let's just rein it in and enjoy the moment. So I was enjoying the moment. When I saw him laughing, I was laughing along with him. You know what I mean? Then the semifinal came along, and semifinal, there was a false start in the race. I think it was Akeem Blake. As a matter of fact, yeah, Akeem Blake, right? And but then the race went off the second time around. And even in the semi-final, he placed second in this race. But don't get me wrong, he was still, in that little jovial mood. So I was saying to myself then, yeah, laugh and a second year come. But even at that point, I was saying, all right, breathe, T. If y'all know me, if y'all are on this channel frequently, I lose my mind in 0.5 seconds. It takes nothing for me to lose my mind when it comes to track and field, right? So, when I saw this happening, I was just saying to myself, okay, breathe. Everything is gonna be fine. We're gonna see Oblique come out and execute a great race in the final. Well, the final come, and literally I was left like this. Like, what just happened? Not only did he finish third, 10 seconds flat, the time was way out from anything anybody was expecting. Akeem Blake was around there in fourth place. So, like, my whole mind was shut. Stepping apart from, MVP turning up and doing something really fantastic, which most people didn't expect, myself including. I wasn't expecting, those athletes to come out and really drop such, phenomenal times. Even when I look at those times, in my opinion, those times were still times that Oblique Seville and Akeem Blake were well capable of covering, in my opinion. So seeing them in third place, struggling, third and fourth struggling, I don't know. I was just like, all right, whatever your opinion, whatever your thoughts were heading into the World Championship, whatever you thought Jamaica could get, might as well just rip up that paper and throw it away, because clearly, one, I had Akeem challenging for a medal. Akeem didn't even make it, so obviously that the part with Akeem is gone completely, right? And then no, when it comes to Oblique Seville, the same issue popped up in my mind. He lacks experience, because on the biggest stage, on the biggest moment, this is where you drop your best performance. Case in point, look at the young man that won the race, Rohan Watson, even Ryan Ford. You know what I mean? Just look at when they, turned up. They turned up in the finals, and that's where you need to turn up, and that shows your championship mettle. So again, back to Zarnell Hughes. So Zarnell Hughes, yes, he drops the personal best time, and we were hearing yes. Oblique is beating him in training. Oblique goes to trials and does this, and shocks everybody. And I'm wondering to myself, okay, what's going on here? But then I'm seeing Zarnell Hughes continuing this wonderful tear. He's in phenomenal shape, and I said to myself, yes, I've watched I've watched Oblique Seville defeat Zarnell Hughes this season. But I said to myself, there's no way this was the person you were beating. Because if this was the person you were beating, what happened to you? Where are you in the bigger scheme of things? You know what I mean? So, long story short, Oblique Seville needs some experience. As much as I want Jamaica to medal, as much as I want Jamaica to as much as Jackie said, I'm laughing because my brother is in the comment section trolling me. As much as I want my Oblique Seville to medal, like realistically, I have to rein that in now, because I'm like, okay, yes, you're capable of doing the fast times, but can you execute the big race on the day? That is really and truly what I am considering at this point. Anyway, let's take some of the comments and hear what y'all are saying. Okay, here we go. Oh, Carmelita, first time catching a live. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're able to join. He needs competitive races to build mental toughness. Facts. And I've been saying this for I don't know however long. And every time I say it, y'all hound me. But what am I seeing here today? Great greetings from New York. Hey, what's this? Chavane? Shavane, hey Shavane. Oblique will be ready. Hopefully, Saint. I'm praying that he will be ready. I'm just saying right now, it's looking tough. It's not looking so good at all. Remember, Oblique has the experience from last year World Championship running against the big guns. He'll be ready. But the point is, he met them at the World Championships and he wasn't ready, and that is why I'm saying, this 2023 season would have been the season to go out there, get your foot wet, lose a few races against them. It's fine. It's fine, but know what it feels like, and then know you can step into the World Championships and be ready to battle them for a gold medal. But it doesn't even look like that is going to happen. I'm not lying. I don't even know what's happening. I'm still hoping for the best in it, because at the end of the day, Jamaica. Well, I'm Jamaican, and clearly I want us to, do our best on the world stage. So I'm still, carrying him 100%. I'm standing behind him 100%. I'm just concerned. I'm genuinely concerned. I realize he always performs below par in finals. I don't know. Even okay. Look at even last year. I'm glad Shem said this. Look at last year at the trials. Remember Johan Blake won, Remember Johan Blake won at the trials last year. So again, maybe you're onto something there. The male 100 is wide open. I think Hughes is in front, is the front runner, but it's wide open. Yes, I think it's wide open, but I agree as well. Hughes is definitely the front runner. And I saw something earlier on, was it Twitter? Fred Curley was saying that he's ready. So I guess he's back to maybe 9-7 shape. Let's see. But that will be interesting. True. Hi, just passing through. Yes, that's my brother Trackies. He's here trolling me. He needs to remain focused. Yeah, he needs to remain focused. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what is happening with him. Hey people, please remember to hit up the like. Oh yes, like the stream, of course. Like the stream. Thank you, my bro. Shelly is coming with something special in Budapest. I think so as well. Believe, cause it's real. Number one, Queen Shelly. You need to stop trolling me and ask me something about track and field. Hey Ryan, what's good? How comes you didn't alert me? Oh, you come on and didn't alert me. Oh, I don't know. YouTube be bugging sometimes, Ryan. Bless up yourself, my sister. You're doing a great job. Thank you, Carlton. Um, I'm praying that Oblique is just keeping his head down and focusing on Budapest, but right now it's not looking the best. Yeah, I'm hoping so. He deleted or maybe closed off his what's it called, Instagram. So maybe in my opinion, he's holding his head down, really focusing on the goal. I'm praying that that's what he's doing. But again, the kind of excitement that I had leading in to the championship from earlier this year, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of just bubbled up and just bust kind of thing, because I'm not seeing it anymore. Not getting that vibe. Don't get me wrong, I'm still very impressed by what Rohan Watson is doing, and I'm gonna do a video separate about those new incoming athletes. But I'm just talking about all of the hype that I was feeling. It just kind of just I just feel like a deflated pie. I'm praying that Oblique is, yeah, I read that already. Love your commentary and your takes, especially about Oblique. He really needs much more races. And I've been saying this for a while, and look at what is coming to fruition now. Hi Nambi, thank you for coming. Hey, Pain Pain Nagato. I guess you're avid Naruto watcher. Bolt need to give Oblique some serious talk. Um, I don't know if Bolt can help. I don't know if Bolt can help. Honestly, I don't know what the problem is, because I don't think it's the same as Asafa. Here my thing with the whole Asafa thing. Asafa had the whole nation dying for a medal from him. You know what I mean? And this is carrying everybody, even male, female, everybody was just dying for a medal, and Asafa was carrying that. You know what I mean? And he just couldn't manage all that pressure. While Oblique, I don't see Jamaica pressuring him to a certain extent to say, oh, we are dying for a medal. Yeah, we look at him and say you look like a can medal and Ray, but we're not kill him to the extent there. We're more likely to kill Shelly and Shericka and Elaine, or them the people that we are kill day in, day out. So I don't think he's facing that much pressure, in my opinion, like some of the other athletes are. So I don't know if it's something that Usain Bolt can help with. I don't know who can help him other than a sports psychologist, but yeah, he needs something. Okay, I need to do some research first, then I'll comment. All right. Tobago will win the men's 100 meters. No, that's a stretch. That's definitely a stretch. Brian, don't get me wrong. I'll get to Tobago in a while, because I'm going to talk about the whole Noah Lyles thing. Oh, let me take this off my screen. Let me stop sharing this thing. Okay. Right. So since I'm done talking about Oblique Seville for now, Shelly will win the 100, hopefully. Um, happy to have you join alive today. I was up Sunday all day looking for it. Listen, Ryan, I was tired. I was so tired. I could not do anymore. Rohan has been out there gaining much needed experience, even if it's not winning. Exactly. Sometimes you have to take a lick, you know, you have to lose. That's how you know how to win. Take two losses here and there, and then you rise. You know what I mean? You can't just come out and beat people where you know you're better than. I don't know. I don't know. Well, if Ball can mentor him, then sure, no problem. But I don't know. Jackson will win, Shelly-Ann Silver, and it's toss up between Talu and Alfred. For me personally, as long as it says Jamaica first and second, I'm Gucci. um, Oblique wants to be cool when he's running. Needs to get the job done and stop pretending he is so easy. Okay, fine. I get the champs mentality, which is why in the video, I don't know if you remember when I said, was it the one that I talked about, Oblique throw with the winner or something like that? When I said if a champs with it, really and truly, I get the champs vibe a lot watching our male athletes. But sometimes you have to be a no-name person, you know, you have to be a nobody, you have to be a Ryan Watson to make it sometime in this game. As a man, the women seem to be able to focus. Women can get the job done. The man name, I don't know what is their problem. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe too many girls are chasing them. I have no idea. I don't know what happened to Akeem either. I don't know what happened to Akeem. I just thought I became a deflated pie. I don't know what to expect now when it comes to the men's 100 meters from a Jamaica's perspective at all. T, do you think Shelly is really in 10-8 shape, or is she playing mind tricks and allowing her competitors to drop their guard? All right, let me jump on Shelly since y'all are asking me about Shelly. What's the man? Okay, let me take this page. What's the man just win the whole thing, similar to Shelly did in 2008? That's very possible. That is very possible. Sometimes is that nobody comes out and shocks everybody and grabs that win. So yeah, I'm looking out for Rohan Watson to do well. And again, I know he's an MVP athlete, so I'm always looking out for those athletes to do well. So let's see. Yeah, correct. You always learn from a loss than a win. Yeah. Look at Sydney. Before Sydney became a world beater, world record holder in the hurdles. And I know she's very young, but still she had to go on that world stage and take her losses. She lost to Dalila multiple times before she won and became, world record holder. So again, I don't know. I don't know what the plan is with Oblique, but I'm very, concerned, honestly. I always enjoy having you on live. You're my favorite on here. Thank you so much. All right. So, hey, Ali by Nature. So let's see. I saw a video online with Oblique Seville, Carlton. And believe me, I saved the video to say I'm gonna go watch the video, and I went back to look for the video prior to I did my Oblique video, and the video disappeared and I can't find it nowhere. I don't know if anybody has the link, but I wanted to watch the video because I said, I want to hear what he has to say. And I think if I'm not mistaken, I heard Coach's Dex refer to the same thing in a video he did today about Oblique Seville. And I said to myself, I wonder if that's the same video that I didn't get to watch, that has somehow vanished offline. I can't find it anywhere. Oh my gosh. Let's see. All right, let me jump to Shelly. Yeah, the coach, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with Oblique's coaching. Not a thing is wrong with Oblique's coaching. But at the end of the day, the athlete has to come out on the day and execute the race. And that's the problem I'm having. He's not executing the race on the day. So I have no issue with his coaching. So don't misunderstand. Please don't leave her saying I'm saying he's not being coached properly. No, I didn't say that. All right. All right, let's get into the Shelly, I guess. Um, so Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce came out last week. Now a lot of people are new here. Okay, before I get into Shelly, please remember to hit the like button, everybody. Hit the like button. Now with that said, Shelly came out last week, yeah? But before Shelly came out, from last year, a lot of y'all are new here. But from last year, I said that, look here, the level that Shelly has reached now in terms of her execution, she's more assistance to anybody she's running against, versus, them assisting her in her execution. So I said, you know what, going into 2023, and again, this is from last year, I said, you will not be seeing Shelly line up with the athletes the same way you've been used to seeing her do it in previous years. Anyway, fast forward into 2023, that's pretty much what we've been seeing. However, at the beginning of her outdoor season, she had an injury, but even then, for me, I kind of become stalkerish when I'm watching particular athletes. And when it comes to Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, I watch her every move and listen to everything she says. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, not because an athlete says something means I literally jump on it at the same time and say, okay, I'm taking that, to the bank. No, I kind of discern, where maybe the truth lies in between, kind of thing. So for me personally, when I've always, taken a look at Shelly and how she's operated, even when she had come out and said, hey, I'm injured, not at my best right now. I'm just gonna, hold off on opening my season. I've always said, and I've stood behind her and said, look here, Shelly, in my opinion, is going to be good this season, and she's gonna come out and perform, at her optimal best. Right? No, we didn't see her way until, and if even people had asked me why am I, not addressing Shelly's injury, because honestly, maybe I don't want to admit she's injured, because again, to me, maybe when you're used to somebody winning so much, you start to treat them like they're non-human, kind of thing, and maybe that's a fault with me there. But at the same time, again, you have to give credit where credit is due, and Shelly's such a champion that I cannot think anything else of her but being a champion, you know what I mean? So with that said, even going into the trials, I'm still watching her keenly, and I watched her two runs, and I took away whatever I took away from that. Yeah, heading into the two runs over the weekend. Now she dropped 10-8 in two times, 10-8-2 and 10-8-3. Right now, the thought process is, everybody saying, well, not everybody, because I don't think it's Jamaicans. I'm thinking this the rest of the world saying, oh, Shelly is not really looking so good. She's not gonna be, defending her title or challenge to defend her title, and she probably doesn't even medal. You know what I mean? And I'm like to myself, am I looking at a different race from what everybody else is looking at? Because it's clear as day. No, don't get me wrong. And a lot of people say, well, you were never an athlete, so how can you have an opinion? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just good at it, right? So when I look at her running, and even when people explain to me the knee issue, the longer you run on your knee and lift those knees, as far as I'm concerned, is the worse off your execution becomes. So, quote unquote, Shelly pops out of the blocks, not her typical, fire start, and is pretty much level with the field, and then she disconnects. Goes away and moves away from the field to win. That to me is highly, highly impressive, because again, what you're using to feed that top end speed is your dry phase, right? So you're using your dry phase, in my opinion, to feed that top end speed. So if you don't get a good start, and we've heard it multiple times, when an athlete doesn't get a good start, they don't execute a time that they could have possibly executed if they had a better start. However, we've seen Shelly literally have a non-start for a Shelly and still run 10.82 going away from the field, and also 10.83. Now, in my opinion, that is not telling me that something is wrong with Shelly. Because if something was wrong with Shelly, she wouldn't have looked that phenomenal going away from the field at the end of the race, towards the end of the race, right? We may have still gotten a bullet start from her if something was wrong with her, and then she cruised through to the end of the race, right? That's what I would do if, well, clearly I'm not Shelly, but I'm saying that's what I'm thinking an athlete of her caliber would do if she's, not 100, having a knee problem. She would, quote unquote, run all the way through the line like that. So in my opinion, if she can do that off a non-start and disconnect from the field like that, when again your start is vital to how fast you actually run, just imagine what she'll be able to do when she actually drops that start back on, and everything is firing for the world championships. Now she made a statement, talking about how she was missing track and field and everything like that, and she talked about piecing, the race together. And I said, this is very interesting, because the last time I checked, I was saying, Shelly's working on a piece of her race. So with her piecing things together like this, to me just sounds perfect, because again, what we literally saw her do was execute the last part of her race and not the front. So in my opinion, Shelly is definitely 100% going to turn up in 10-6 shape or better. She's been talking about 10-5s or possibly 10-4s in interviews before. And I'm talking not so long ago this year, maybe a month or two ago, she was talking about dropping 10-5s and 10-4s. So I don't think there's no way in and on God's green earth Shelly is not fine. You know what I mean? So I'm going into the World Championships thinking Shelly is good and Shelly is going to give me a typical a great race. You know, especially in that final, she's going to be giving me an absolutely fantastic run. And as I said before, the only person that could possibly stop her from winning, in my opinion, is Shericka Jackson. You know, because those are the only two athletes that legit have run 10-6 that are in the race. You know, Elaine is in the race. I can't talk about Elaine. So in that final, those would be the only two legit 10-6 athletes. So I'm not expecting anybody to challenge them once they're, at their best. So yeah, that's my take on Shelly. I think she's fine. Don't think there's anything wrong with her. I never will. And maybe that's a bad thing. I never really thought there was anything wrong with her from the get go. I won't lie, right? But again, I'm just happy seeing her run, and I can't wait to see, what she does on the world stage. So yeah, that's my Shelly tidbit. I think Oblique. I think once Oblique focuses, he'll be all right. Okay, hope so. You're right. They start to get a lot of girls now. You have to remember that they never used to get it. Boy, you know what? I'm gonna chalk this up to young people things. I'm not that young anymore. That phase of me is done and dusted. Right now, I'm just mellowing into my old age. Oh my gosh, Rohan may just be the dark horse this season. Yeah, and what is his name is also, Kishane is also a dark horse. It's just that he's a one pop guy right now. So next season, just look out to see what's going to happen, at the Olympics with them MVP athletes. You think Stephen Aramp, if he had tried running on the circuit, he would have been hurt worse. A sore hamstring? Are you serious? What is this? Rafer? Are you serious? Shelly is still nursing that knee, so there is no explosion out of the blocks. That's why the girls are still living with her at 40 to 50. Come World Championships, it will be 3 weeks stronger. Okay. Ali by nature, Shelly is no novice. She understands her body and knows her limits. Facts. And she knows exactly what is required as well to win a medal on the global stage. Facts. T, Lord God, me miss you, good girl. Not even receive a notification like you were going live. Buenas started, mama. How it go? Haha, winter a kill me. Winter? Right now somebody's killing me. Hey Jeff, what's going on? All right. So Jeff, I don't know. YouTube doesn't give notifications, whenever. Maybe I should have put the video up before, the live up before. Maybe some of y'all would have gotten the notification. But I'm so glad that y'all were able to come, and join me on this live, since it's been a while since I've been on, the live. But anyway, so that's what I think about Shelly. I have, again, I've watched her for years, stalked her for years online, watched her every move. So I literally believe that, she will come with her best. And as a matter of fact, I believe she will turn up to compete. That's one thing about her. She's a competitor, right? So she's going to give us her best. And whatever that is, I can only be grateful and take it and, cheer her on. You know what I mean? I believe Shelly is coming with a big surprise, and honestly, Shericka is going to fight her for that gold. Yes, I believe so as well. Okay, let's talk about Shericka Jackson. Why not? All right, so Shericka Jackson went to London and she finished third. Let me not say fourth again. She finished third. Jackie, look here. That's how much the result didn't even matter, because I completely forgot how much she came. So she placed third, right, in the race. I think it was 10.94 seconds. But going in, I already knew, that this was a throwaway race, pretty much. But coming out of the race and coming out of the event, there's a lot of talk. People like Michael Johnson, sorry, saying that they can't understand, Shericka's performances. And I'm kind of lost for words. Sometimes listening to actual athletes themselves saying certain things, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. I'm listening to athletes compare her runs that she did on the circuit to the ones that the one that she did in Kingston where she dropped that 10.65, and I'm like, there's no way. There's no way y'all are really comparing these two races. No, 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 no. Her turnover in that race, her cadence, like the race was just ridiculous. Like how her legs were moving, we have not seen that since. You know what I mean? Whether or not we wanted her to run that fast is a complete different story, but still, there's no comparison to what she did in Kingston versus what she did against Sakuri with the 1078 versus her literally cruising. Like, did y'all see Shericka just as a matter of fact, what it reminded me of? When you're going through the rounds at the World Championships, that was really what I saw. Shericka come out first round and just ease into a 10.94. And it's like nobody was around her in the race. That's literally what I saw, the whole race against Marie Jose Talu. So for some people not being able to understand, what's happening or not understand their performances, to me, I'm lost for words because it's clear as day one. If an athlete is telling you that I'm running while I'm training and I'm loaded, you clearly can't still be expecting a 10.65. At that point, you're no longer expecting a 10.65. What is she supposed to do? Still run the 10.94 and dip and break her neck? Why? It's still 10.94. You know what I mean? She wasn't quote unquote going out to win that race. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying if she didn't win, we wouldn't be glad and take it. But I'm saying knowing the type of athlete that Marie Jose Talu is, and knowing that Dina is rounding into shape, I'm not shocked seeing the performances by those athletes. And again, where Shericka plays to me is completely fine. Does that mean going into the World Championships she loses the psychological edge to me? No. Does it mean that she won't be able to drop another 10.6 or maybe faster? No. These people will be crazy. Again, go back to all of her runs this year. You can see, natural progression. Again, this is typical how MVP athletes run. Shelly is the only anomaly. She has been the only anomaly. For Jamaicans, we have been used to seeing year after year after year where an athlete will start their season running maybe 11 twos or whatever, and then gradually get down to their faster time, right for the trials, and then if time allows, like we're seeing now, they may need to go reload again and then get ready for the World Championships. Or if it's in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, then they just prep for that and head straight off to the World Championships. You know what I mean? So I don't know what people are seeing, what they're expecting from what they should have already come to know and understand from Jamaican athletes. Just like how when we see American athletes literally open their season running 10.7s, we're not surprised. We're used to it. We're used to it year after year after year. This is what y'all do. It kind of reminds me of 2015 when Justin Gatlin came out blazing those 9.7s. Do y'all remember? 9.7 race after race after race, and World Championship roll around, and Justin Gatlin starts swim across the line. Justin said so. I'm dead. No. So yeah, as it relates to what Shericka is doing, that's completely fine. That's well within expectations, when you consider, history. This is what we are used to seeing from our Jamaican athletes. So nothing outside of that. And yeah, I expect her to turn up in tip top shape at the World Championships. And I'm actually a little bit more impressed when I think about it from a 200-meter perspective, because going into the trials, we saw that 10.65, and we're like, okay, what does this mean for her 200 meters? But, she ran at what, 21.71 or something like that. And, the time wasn't, super impressive by Shericka standards, right? But, after that, I heard in an interview and I said to myself, oh, yes, I just realized she hasn't been focusing at all on the 200 meters this year. At all. She's only been focused on the 100 meters. So she really hasn't put things together. You know what I mean? So not seeing a super fast time from her by Shericka standards at the trials was completely, understandable. You know what I mean? So in this time frame that they're now working on, merging everything together, speed plus endurance, now at the World Championship is where we're gonna see something absolutely sick, from a 200-meter perspective. As it stands right now, I don't really have anybody challenging her. Gabby or not, I don't have anybody challenging her for that 200-meter slot, gold slot that is, at the World Championships. When it comes to the 100 now, we could possibly see a faster Shericka. Why? I did see her lose form in that 100 meters. I've watched it a few times. She had this little thing where I don't know if where she was, because she was moving so quickly, her legs were turning over so quickly. She started to reach, for a moment. Like there's a part, closer towards the end of the line where she started to reach. You know what I mean? And that's clearly her technique losing form at that point. So, and again, she pointed it out herself also in the interview. So they'll be working on that, you know what I mean, and making sure that she's able to, execute completely, to the line. So I'm expecting Shericka to drop a super fast time. And again, the only person that can possibly stop Shericka, that's in the best shape of her life, is again somebody that has run faster, and I'm hoping is also going to be in the best shape of her life, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, at the line in Budapest. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I think about Shericka. All right, let's take some of these comments. Okay, Shericka is not a 10.65 runner. She had a big drop and went back to 10.8. Okay, before I answer, 10.8s and 10.9s. I know Fran is a genius, but Shericka needs her body to feel 10.6 several times to be able to deliver it consistently. Okay, I get what you're saying in terms of her not being a 10.65 run. I guess you mean that she's not a quote unquote traditional sprinter like we've seen, Shelly or possibly Elaine. They're, just sprinters, true and true. Shericka is more a quarter miler, so I'm assuming, based on this, you're like, okay, she needs to run it more to deliver it consistently. I can kind of agree with that to a certain extent. However, how many times do I actually need to deliver it? You know what I mean? How many times do I need to deliver it? I need to deliver it, one time at my championships to see if I can actually do it. And then I need to go deliver it another one time again, at the World Championships, to hopefully win gold. And then maybe post race now, post World Championships, we can see her consistently running fast. But I don't think she needs to, quote unquote, do it that much prior to the world championship. So I get what you're saying, but I don't 100% agree. People don't understand energy management, and it shows. I don't know. These are again Ali by nature. This is coming from athletes, former athletes themselves. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe me as a non-athlete doesn't know what I'm talking about. But honestly, T, you called it before it happened. I remember. Oh yeah, I did a preview video. It was bound to happen, and I'm gonna touch on Talu shortly, and of course Shakiri as well in that from that whole sequence of events. But yeah, it was very blatantly clear as it relates to what was gonna happen in that race. Shelly got the 100, Shericka got the 2. To me, it doesn't matter who got which one, as long as we win. People don't understand peaking at the right time, right? At peaking at the appropriate time, and it shows. Again, these are non-athletes, so I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, oh, Jeff, 78 people, 79 people in here and 34 likes. Come on, y'all. Please hit that like button. Don't let me go yapping my mouth off and nobody's hitting like. um, Jupiter, Saturn, please don't be extreme. It took Elaine some rounds of fast 10.7s and 200s to finally drop 10.5. Maybe needed in Budapest to win, and her body isn't ready for it. Okay, let's address Elaine. She literally dropped 10.21.6. What was it? 6.9? I don't want to quote the time. I don't think it was 6.9, 6.3, 6 something. Out of nowhere in 2015. Out of nowhere. That was coming off at 10.8 Elaine, right? At Elaine that had hardly run the 200 meters. She literally ran before that. I remember she ran against Tori. Was that the year she ran against Tori? She ran two, I think, before that, but she incrementally got faster. But I think going into the World Championship, she was like a 22 or something, maybe like a 05 or something, right? And then she literally just boom and dropped a bomb on the field and ran that 21.6, and she would have won that race. Oh yeah, I think it was 21.65, something like that, and she would have won that race if she had not slowed down, if she had not had you been using her peripheral view to see that Daphne was behind her coming, she would have won that race. But I don't know if you all realize that towards the end she kind of did a little thing where she was easing down and Daphne just came up on her and she was trying to get back her momentum, but it was too late, and she lost the race. But back to Shericka. So going off that, I don't necessarily believe that you need to again be showing proof of being able to do a super fast time before the championship, because we've seen athletes already not do that time. Let's go back to Shelly in 2008. Who saw that 10:78 by Shelly? Nobody. Nobody. I can guarantee you there is absolutely no one on this planet other than maybe Shelly and her coach that would have possibly thought that she would have been able to go that fast. Nobody saw it. So I understand what you're saying in terms of consistency, especially for an athlete that is new to the event. But I don't think you necessarily have to be showing, those times to be able to drop it when the time is necessary. And again, we have seen where she has done it. She has run consistently, high 10.7s to, 10.8s, even at 10.9, before the trials. But at the trials, she dropped that 10.65. You know what I mean? So I'm using that, going off the back of that. She will go into the World Championships, manage her rounds carefully, and again pull out her best performance in the finals. So I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I don't agree. Shericka is a big race performer. She is using the Diamond League for practice. And again, that's something that people can't understand. I guess Americans can't understand, because you're supposed to want to win every race. You know what I mean? And that's part of the reason why Shakira pulled out of that race over the weekend, because she's going to inadvertently want to win the race. And she was not going to be able to win it because again, she wasn't at her best, because the girl's legs right now are just dead because she's been running so much. You know what I mean? So again, they're of the consensus that once you enter a race, you're in the race to win. They can't think about anything else but just winning the race. You know what I mean? But again, they've seen so much from Jamaicans over the years where it shocks me that they still don't understand the strategy or the thought process behind it all. You know what I'm saying? Everyone, please remember to like the stream. Yes, please like the stream. And such commentator is gonna say that it's disrespectful for athletes to not give one a shot at the Diamond League race because people pay them money. Like, sir, LOL. Ah. Is this an Aura Tracy dig? I didn't watch the video, but I saw the thumbnail where he said, "I think Frana needs to stop it." No, I can understand that thought process. If I go out and I pay my money to watch Shericka win a race and she quote unquote doesn't win, I can understand being disappointed from that perspective because you want your favorite to win. I don't know if you all remember right after the trials, right? Where she was going to face off against Shakira Richardson. And I did a live, right before the race. And I was like, listen, this is not the race for Shericka to lose. I know she could very well lose it because based on training, blah, blah, blah. But to me personally, for bragging rights, to stamp your class, I was like, this is not the race to lose. And you all convinced me and said, T, don't forget, this is MVP. She's not going to win that race. And I said, Lord of mercy, no might as well pronounce me. Right? So from a fan perspective, I clearly always want our Jamaicans, to win. That's a fact, right? But it doesn't always happen, and understanding the process as well, comes with it. But not every fan cares about what's going on, behind the scenes. They just know that they turn up to watch you win, and that's all they want, and they pay their money to watch you win, kind of thing. So seeing you not, run what they know is your best, may not sit well with them. But it I guess it goes both ways. I can understand his point, but at the same time, because I'm looking at the bigger picture, I'm fine with the losses here and there, but not every fan is gonna be fine with it. You know what I mean? Um, and especially if you're a betting person, and I know he's a betting man, so maybe he's lost some money. Oh, he's a heavy better. So maybe he's lost some money. Shelly definitely got something up her sleeve. Can never count out Mommy Rocket. I'll never count her out. Absolutely not. Gatlin literally fumbled that 2015 race. Shake my head. It was a race, can I tell you? Everybody, including myself, was like fretting. I remember I was sitting on my bed. There's a TV in my room, and I was sitting in my bed and I was watching. This time I lived in Portmore at this point, Greater Portmore, and I was sitting there and I'm like, all right, all right, all right. Come, Usain Bolt. Come. And Usain actually eked out that win. Boy, I tell you, I was over the moon. I was over the moon. I started doing boom flick everything. Shelly and Brianna are Derby winners. What do you mean? If you are in your old age and looking so well, I would like to see you when you were younger. I'm what you call an auntie at this point. But yeah, call me sis. Gabby isn't ready for a Shericka, unfortunately. Not over that two. Not at all. Nobody not ready for Shericka over that 200 day. Good afternoon, all. Hey, Del. Um, Olivier. Dina is not a threat. Shericka is trying her best to improve her start and narrow the gap to 60. Y'all saw what happened with Elaine. Shelly released her 10-60 on her. Okay. I like that you brought that up. Not the Dina part. Dina's running into form nicely. It would be good to see if she's finally able to break into that 10-7, realm. She's been meandering around that 10-8 for a while now. So it's full time, get some progression from Dina. But that said, um, that start with Shericka. I pointed it out at the beginning of the season, and I said I would love to see where that start places Shericka up against Shelly when both of them come out of the blocks at the same time, because Shericka's start is looking highly deadly. If you go back to that 10.778 in Kingston, I said, look here, vividly remember. I don't know if it was on a live or an independent video. I said that start is starting. That start is looking like I'm ready to challenge Shelly from her with her bullet start. And no, as a matter of fact, now that I'm even speaking about it a little bit more in depth, maybe this is why Shelly is even focusing even more on the end of her race than the start. Because if she's going to have somebody keep up with her at the beginning of the race, she needs to make sure that her top end and her speed endurance towards the end of the race is good. Because if Shericka gets out with her and they're both level, it's going to be a dogfight to the end, and it's who can hold their top end speed the longest that will come out victorious. So there's always method to the madness. So you see Shelly working on her end, and you see Shericka work on her start. Okay, just watch the levels. Shelly knows exactly who she has to look out for. She knows exactly say Shericka she has to look out for, right? And vice versa. See, front of the round there, I work on Shericka start, and I could not believe when I saw Shericka pop out of those blocks in Kingston. And I'm talking about the 1078. I'm not even talking about the 1065. I'm talking about the 1078. My eyeballs almost dropped out of my head. You know what I mean? So again, watch the levels. And you see when T talks, nobody take me as a non-athlete and say she don't know what she has to say, because enough time, everything when me say come to pass and I don't hear y'all rally back run and say, oh T, you were on the money with this one. But you're ready to clock me when I'm wrong. Let's see. Haha, the one oral Tracy. No, not sure. Yes. He's a heavy better. He probably lose out some money off of Shericka. As a matter of fact, let me tell you where he lost some money. Right after trials, when Shericka ran that 1065 and she faced off against Shakiri, probably that's where he lost some money. So why can't she beat Shakiri? What are you asking me, Derek? Shelly-Ann is not easy. It's not an easy athlete to beat at the championship level. That's a fact. You have to come with something. You saw what Elaine had to pull out at the Olympics? Elaine had to pull out an Olympic record to take her down. So you have to come good and come correct if you plan on taking down Shelly ever. And I'm not going to talk about 2016 when she lost, because 2016 she was injured. She had a toe injury, and to literally eke out bronze to me is phenomenal. So we're not even going to talk about that one. But I'm saying let's go to the Olympics when we know she was fit and we know Elaine was fit. And that's literally what happened to take her down. So yeah, you have to come correct if you plan to take down Shelly. You can't just come halfway. It's not going to work. Sorry, T. Oh, yeah. You don't need to be that harsh. You don't have to agree. You can say what you have to say, but you don't need to be that harsh. I'm Jamaican, 100%. So don't kill me, haha. But I feel like the American women have got the relay again this year. Oh boy, I don't know how many videos I've done, Damarie, on this relay, screaming and begging and hollering at the top of my voice, and I've gotten no reaction. This is probably wondering who is this bad woman online screaming about relays when nobody cares. No. Okay, let's use the Japan video that I did recently. Let's keep it a stack. Some people will never have an individual medal. That is a fact. Some medals, the only medal that some of them will ever get is a relay medal. So why can't we focus on that? And everybody have a medal, and everybody can be Elaine Shelly, and everybody can be Elaine Shelly and Shericka over the 100. And everybody can be them. Or like Shericka medal in the 200 and Elaine and Shelly medal in the 200, or maybe Shericka that has also medal in the 400. It's not everybody that can do that. You know what I mean? So I believe that Jamaica needs to focus on the relays and get the practice in. And most importantly, we're taking a bunch of new people, new faces. Right? Well, they're not really new faces, but I mean new face to a final. So Sasha Lee is going to be running in the finals. Natasha Morris isn't new to a final, but I'm sure she's going to be new to, this setup and structure, because one, there was no Shericka there back in 2015 and 2017. There was no Shasha Lee ran it in 2017. I don't even remember. I think she ran on it. But anyway, long story short, they need practice. So let's see. If they give it away, if they lose, they know why they lost. And I would love to see Jamaica throw the athlete them under the bus like they did last year, when they know it's not the athlete's fault. You are wrong, my sister. Gabby can win the 200-meter. Don't be surprised when you see Gabby win. All right, Carlton. Listen, Carlton, at this point, I'm in war mode. I want all of my American trackies to know at this point I'm in war mode. So when you hear me calling Jamaica for a win, don't take it personal. And I have no issues as well with you calling your faves for the win. You know what I mean? Don't assume it will be a quick race time wise in Budapest. Nobody knows. Okay, fine. If we're talking about track, okay, I get it. Okay, fine. Agreed. We don't know what the track is like. We don't know what the conditions will be like. So I agree with you in that from that perspective. However, one thing I've learned about Jamaicans is if they're ready to drop 10-6, then they're gonna give you 10-6, rain, shine, or snow. You're getting that 10-6. So let's see though. I don't understand why these retired athletes, Michael Johnson, expect these current athletes to showcase their full energy by the time the world's approaches, they are exhausted. Because that is what Americans are typically used to be doing on the circuit. And again, watch the levels or watch the ride. Look at all of their athletes. The moment they step to the track outdoors, they're dropping fast times. And most times, I think the only athlete that has come and really, performed well world championship wise, Tori Bowie has lived up to expectations on the world level. Carmelita Jetta, you know, has lived up to expectations. Not time wise, she's run, super fast times and not able. I think 2009. I want she run her first 10-6. Remember go look at when Carmelita run the 10-6. Miss Suarez 2009. Give me a second here. Let me pull up Carmelita Jetta. Let me check her levels. Because to me, I'm sure it's 2009. Carmelita Jetta. And she never have no 10-6 when the World Championship roll around. So let's see. Let me go dig her up there. Let me go to progression. 2009. What she run? Yeah? 10.64. Oh no, but this was after the world. When was the World Championships? This was after the World Championships. So what she run? All right, let me go to results in 2009 and see what she was running leading into the World Championships. Da 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 da. No, but I said, wait, where am I? Oh, that's 60. Okay, when was the World Championships? Which month? Okay, it was August. So leading into the World Championships, her best time so far was a 10:78. No, 10:72. So she ran a 10:72 in the semifinal in Eugene to head into the World Championships. So that was her best time. And then in the World Championship final, she ran. But then they had 10 rounds. Give me 10 rounds. Sorry. Yeah, really 10 rounds. But then they had 4 rounds. And in the final, she ran 10.90. That is not living up to expectation. Off of the back, I want a 10.72. Not to mention, say America don't know how to run rounds. Look at her running 10.94 and 10.83 in a second round and third round before she get to finals and drop 10.90. Tell you about Americans, they don't know a clue about run management. And then they don't want to trace me if I'm telling you, so they don't know how to run rounds. Anyway, yeah, they obviously have not mastered, the fact that you save your best for last. And yeah, it just amazes me hearing this come from athletes themselves. You know what I mean? Pray it's not raining or cold, cause Dina's. Oh God, nobody tell me about that. Me just remember that Dina, our master on in a rain. Dina might sneak the wind track is. Budapest. Please, somebody, please tell me that Budapest has normal weather during the summer, like normal sun. Please. That race was for Elaine to win her first title at the World Championship, but her coach at the time said she'd lose her form at the line. She didn't lose her form, quote unquote. Elaine, slow down. Elaine, start do this. Please go back and watch the race. Elaine started to do this. You know, when you do like a rock back, where you're starting to slow down, and the moment she started this up, that there was Daphne coming, zooping past her, and she tried to do this. She tried to stick out back her neck, but it was too late. Speaking of Elaine, I have a theory if Shericka or Shelly don't break the Flojo's questionable world record and she fixed that coaching issue with any coach before Paris, head or go fly. Hopefully she's able to sort out, her coaching. It was very eye-opening listening to Stephen Francis in that video. And again, a lot of people always throwing out that Elaine is uncoachable. She's this awful person. Clearly it's not. Elaine was just stuck between the rock and a hard place. And a lot of people don't understand, especially as females, that sometimes you just will never be right. No care which side you choose, you always are in a problem. On one hand, her coach is over here, and the other hand is her husband over here. What was the lady supposed to do? Like, she was literally in the worst situation possible in terms of making a choice. I'm just hoping that, good sense prevails at some point and we're able to get her back, at her best and performing well. But yeah, she's just stuck. She was just stuck between the rock and a hard place. It was very clear. And again, as females, well, myself as a female, I understand, what Elaine, might have been facing, on one hand, being tugged over here, on the other hand, being tugged from another direction. And if you turn away, there are a problem. If you turn away, there is a problem. So yeah. And that would be a true comeback story. Plus, if she pull off another double, of a double of my, we wouldn't have enough pot cover around a yard. Okay, yeah, they would be crazy for her to pull off a double again, and especially for next year. And I strongly believe that the only person that can contest Shericka over that 200 meters is Elaine. So I will be happy seeing her get back, to 100%, and hopefully be the one of the biggest challengers over that 100 meters and be one of the biggest challengers over the 200 meters as well. So let's see. As in, I get wanting the bragging rights, etc. But at the end of the day, there's bigger fish to fry. Yeah, understandable. But again, normal everyday layman fans don't get the bigger picture. They just see a race and you should win every race, and that's just what it is. It's funny how they put Shelly to 4. Lord of mercy. You did hear them as I Shelly I come 4. Me nearly roll off of my chair. That is why I did the video. Which video did I do and say stop Shelly? Is Shelly in trouble or something of the sort? And I broke down, what everybody was talking about in terms of Shelly. And I'm like, are these people lunatic? And again, these people, this is coming from former athletes, and I really have to be questioning in my mind if I'm the crazy one. Because if somebody is injured to the point where they're not able to execute their 100-meter race properly, how then last part of their race looks so good? Somebody explain that to me. How it look so good at the end of your race? Meaning, say, from what 40 to 100, how your 40 to 100 looks so? Somebody explain that to me. If you're not good, how your 40 to 60 looks so? 200 looks so? Somebody needs to explain to me, because again, apparently I'm the lunatic one. That's what we're hoping for, Jeff. What are we hoping for again? Yeah, comeback story. Yeah, I'm hoping for it. We shall never what is pronounced UT. We want to see you at Sportsmax offering commentary for the next Olympics. Let us see. I won't turn it down, that's for sure. That's if Sportsmax can handle my crazy though. I'd probably have to clean things up a bit for TV. For me, that 2015 gold medal by Usain Bolt was my favorite. Look here, I was watching with a friend and I literally jump up and kick that the person the dog in their face. I really am a crazy person. Can never forget that moment. All right, stop making me laugh, please. Oh Lord. Ah, the mercy, with dead in feet, haha. Let's see, let us see. Better to show up like Shericka than not showing up like Shakiri. Who said she did not, who said she did not do her best on the day with all the training? Okay, let's talk about Shakiri. Um, there's a difference between Americans again and a difference between how Jamaicans approach the race, because again, um, how we take each race is typical to what the coach's instruction is, right? However, you can't prevent certain things, so like certain attitudes and certain mentalities, like I just don't want to lose, you know what I mean? And Shakiri strikes me as the athlete that just doesn't want to lose, you know what I mean? So even taking into consideration the fact that it's clear as day that she's not at her best, you know that doesn't stop the fact that when she lines up against Shericka Jackson and Marie Jose Talo, she's going to want to win and she's going to do her best to try to win. And that may not be the best thing for her, especially in that moment. Maybe she would have even ended up injuring herself in that race because she was just going to always go out and try to win. So for me personally, it was the best move by Shakiri to pull out of that race. And that is why even in my preview, I said Talo was going to win. And I said, knowing how Shakiri is and her personality, even though she's not 100%, she's gonna try to win. And because she's gonna try to win, I'm putting her in second place. And then I had Shericka in third, someplace around there. So and yeah, so that was my thought process. But it was a good move by Shakiri. She her personality, she ain't gonna give up. She gonna try to win. She ain't gonna try to stop the loss there. And because of that, it may have led to other issues, in my opinion. So it was a good move to not run that race. And again, Talu has no psychological edge over her heading into the championship. The only thing Shakiri has to now navigate is, one, this is her first ever, major global championships. Two, she has the weight of a nation on her shoulders, looking for a medal, a gold medal at that. So she definitely has to navigate, that issue, because lest we forget, at the US Championships, she clearly didn't handle that pressure the best she could, because we saw how she got out of the blocks. She was literally not the best out of the blocks, and it took a while for her to get going and of course, come ahead of the field and win the race. That won't fly. That's not gonna fly at the World Championships. That is not gonna fly at the World Championships. So let us see what happens with her there. But as it stands now, she has to definitely, work on her mental state, make sure that she's ready, because when that gun goes, there's not gonna, and Shelly gets her pop and Shericka gets her good start that she's been working on. And Mari Jose Talu is also a good starter. There's going to be no room for her to come back if she messes up that start in that moment. You know what I mean? Um, yes, I have. My brother is saying, let them know I have good genes. Yes, I have very good genes. My mother at this point looks like my sister. At this point, people are walking around and saying, "Oh, are your sister?" And I'm like, "No, that's my mother." It's a compliment to her for sure, 100%. But to her kids, we're left wondering, are you looking old or are you looking young? Sorry, that's my mother. Are you looking young or are we looking old? But yeah, my mother for sure is aging like fine wine. That's for sure. Hey Chuck Diamond, what's up? Um, we want cousin Dina to win too, yes, but not right now. She can't take the bronze medal in Paris. She can take the bronze medal in Paris. Well, if you're expecting Elaine to come back, I don't know if there's gonna be any bronze medal for Dina. And I told y'all how I feel about this cousin argument. You see when the world championship roll around, you see when the race around, when nobody asks me about a cousin when nobody have me and your cousin off the track. No problem. I have no cousins. I told y'all I don't have any cousins and that will not change. We are praying for Elaine to sort out that coaching issue and get those injuries under control for sure, 100%. Please like up the stream, 86. Oh, come on, Trackies. Really? Y'all are not hitting the like? Come on. Come on, hit that like. See, Track Diamond has to be pulling y'all up. Come on. Hit the like. Do you notice almost all fitness athletes are running slower than they did at trials? They are loaded, aka heavy with training, and when Budapest comes, expect some PBs. Yeah, that's very, very clear. That's very, very clear. Yeah, hit that like. See, you hit the nail right on the head. Why for that? But listen, I have a hard time reading power. Sometimes I'm clueless. Anyway, but the top end speed is a thing that is going to cement the victory in Budapest. As a matter of fact, as well as the injury, she is as a matter of fact, as well as the injury, she was watching them. Are we talking about Shelly here? Yeah, yeah. The top end speed is definitely for sure gonna be the clincher in that race. And again, I'm sure she sees how Shericka is starting. She sees how Shericka is starting 100%. So she knows that she's gonna be challenged out of those blocks. So she knows she needs to make sure that her top end is firing. And anybody, again, and I'm gonna repeat, your dry phase is literally the what propels you to into your super what's it called, top end speed, obviously. So if your dry phase is nothing at all, and you can still disconnect from the field so and run so good, Chucky's, that tells me that Shelly's gonna do something deadly come Budapest. I don't know what anybody else is watching. I don't know what all these former athletes are watching. I'm glad I'm not a former athlete because at least I won't be blinded. Let's see. USA ladies lost at the Diamond League. Oh yes, let's talk about that. Who did they lose to? Did they lose? I don't remember. Hold on there a second. I'm sure I looked at the results. Did I close the page? Yes, I closed it. Okay, 1 second. Let me open it back up and double check. What's it called? Diamond League? Diamond League, Diamond League. Where are we? London. Where's London? Okay. London results. London results. Okay. Women's 4 by 100-meter relay. Okay. No, it's not this. Oh, the Netherlands. Okay. So the team of Twanisha Twery, Desiree Bryant, Aliyah Hobbs, and Melissa Jefferson ran 42:47. Not a very impressive time. The time that Netherlands ran is a good time for the Netherlands, so I can't complain there. Um, is this the same Melissa Jefferson that everybody wants to slot in come this World Championships? Because I don't think Twanisha Twery is getting a berth in the finals. Neither is Desiree Bryant. And I don't think Aliyah Hobbs is getting a slot either. I'm sure, if I'm not mistaken, let me go back at the finals. Did I close the page? I'm looking. I'm looking for a particular page. I think I closed it. I wanted to remember who qualified for the American team. There was Shakiri, the Yoko young girl, and who else? Okay, the Brian, what's her name? The Brown, Brittany Brown. Those are the three people. Okay. And then now, so the thought process was they're definitely going to use Gabby. So Gabby is in the finals. Shakiri is also in the finals. So let me see. They're gonna put Shakiri on anchor. They're probably gonna put Gabby down the back stretch. They want, I guess, there's a what's her name? Jeffers to start and possibly use a little young girl on the third on the curve, maybe in the finals. Anyway, look here, America has their training going on, or will have their training going on shortly. I don't remember when it was. I had said the date at some time ago. But they're having relay practice. So no worry about relay. Relay they might have relay practice. Jamaica not have none. Now that we need to worry about right now. America is gonna tighten up what they need to tighten up. Jamaica needs to get things moving as well. I agree with you, T. Gonna have call Maurice Wilson and talk with him about those relay camps, T. Please, thanks. If you have an inside link, no problem. Find out what is going on because honestly, it is not a good look, especially when I see what the rest of the world is making an effort. I don't see Jamaica making no effort at all. And another thing, most if not all of the people, if I'm not mistaken, that are taking part are all in Europe right now. So why can't they get together and do something? Everything is in the moment, no matter how well you practice. Yes, agreed, but you still prepare. It's just like how you prepare when you're gonna run the 100-meter flat race. You make sure all of your phases are correct. It's the same thing. There's nothing wrong with preparation. It's like y'all are trying to say, "Oh, we don't need to prepare for the relay." Of course, we need to prepare. There's a baton involved. We can't just wing it every time and expect to win. Still, totally agree. Still haven't gotten over the loss last year and the fact that the Jamaican women don't have the world record. Look here, that world record is stemming from 2008, as far as I'm concerned. And I even said in a video, I think maybe it was even before that because Jamaica have people I run good long time. Shakira winning the 100-meter, Gabby for the 200-meter. Okay, Kobe. The great Asafa only Olympic medal was in the relays. Relays are important. All right, you hear? Relays are important. So only can sit down. Wait. You mean from 2004? Because he lost the one in 2008, unfortunately, and he didn't compete in 2012. Oh no, he has one from 2016. Okay, yeah. He has a gold from 2016. All right, never mind. Um, I feel like Tamari Davis to Gabby to Brittany Brown to Shakira Richardson. Based on what the Americans are saying, apparently a lot of politics plays over there in the relays too, and they use their favorites based on who is coaching them, who are run for Nike, who is this, who is that. So the only people that I see that sound sure is Shakiri and Gabby, as far as I'm concerned. The rest of them, I don't know how they're gonna do it, but let's see. Gabby not winning the 200. No man, they have to rep Jupiter. We can't stop nobody from rep them team just like how we are repping ours. She might not even medal. No man, Gabby's wait there. Who is in the 200? Julian is in the 200. What's her name? Dina is in the 200. No man, there's nobody stopping Gabby from medaling. Well, then again, the only person that will stop Gabby is Gabby. Just I went 10-6-4. Yeah, but that was after the championship. Oh yeah, Lauren always ran well as well. Agreed. Um, I don't really want to go back much further than that because we start delving into the drug era of the United States athletes. So we're not going no further than 2007. Oh Lord. Seeing how Shackelberry, Talu, Talulu Bell, and Jacko ran that 1071, 1075, and 1065. Shelly was taking notes, I believe, and I hope because the girls are coming, and Miss Berry Cool Aid is supposed to be them answer. Well, let us see. Let us see. But I don't know why the world is underestimating Shelly. It's crazy to me. You're setting yourself up for disappointment with these high expectations for Gabby. I mean, is that the same thing we do? We set ourselves up all day, every day, and then we just have to take the L, ain't it? You believe in Jamaica, I believe in USA. Yeah, that's fine. The only person I'm looking to come break the 200-meter world record is Brianna Liston. Brianna Liston has to get some of that warrior mentality. It's interesting because when I talk about things that I believe athletes are lacking, y'all don't take me seriously, and then y'all want to attack me just because it's an opinion. It's not a personal attack on the athletes. People, remember, it's how they can better themselves. And I remember listening to Akira Nugent in her interview, and she was saying, "Oh, her coach said you're too nice. You're too nice for this. You think nobody wants you to win? Nobody doesn't want you to win. They want to win for themselves. They're trying to stop your food." So when I think about Brianna Liston, she's really too nice. She's just like a nice little daffodil flower. She needs to get some of that grit and grime and that look that I saw on Akira's face that looked like she was ready to take some people out. That's the type of person that Brianna Liston needs to become. And Tina Clayton is similar. They have that kind of warrior mentality where they never say never. They'll do everything to claw out a win. And Brianna Liston, she's very, very talented, but she also needs to become tougher. She's not that tough. She seems very, very nice. So yeah, she has to toughen up some if she's gonna succeed and get to the top. Listen, to get to the top in any sport, you have to have the strongest mentality to get to the top. You can't weak, no way, none at all. And by weak, I don't mean, don't take it negatively. I'm just saying she's just too nice. Jamaicans are beatable. We have done it so many times. Kobe. I know you're up in America, but let me just tell you, from a Jamaican perspective, that ain't happening, okay? Nobody is talking about the St. Lucian's pizza, Julian Alfred. All right, let's talk about Julian. She could spring a surprise in both the 100 and the 200. She has okay, here what? I don't think anybody's underestimating Julian Alfred any at all. But you see, in the sprints, there are levels. And you can't ignore those levels. Not care how good a particular athlete is, you can't just randomly think they're going to come in and beat a 10-6 athlete or an athlete that is consistently running 10-7s. It's not that's not how it works. If that's how it was, then Shelly wouldn't have won how many times she's won. Wouldn't have seen Elaine run, win how she's won. You know what I mean? And we wouldn't be seeing Shericka, come out and get medals, in this present day. So with that said, Julian Alfred right now is still a 10-8 sprinter. She's not a 10-7 sprinter. And even if she runs 10-7, I don't have her taking down 4 people. That's Shelly, Talu, Shakiri, and Shericka. I do not have her taking down any of those 4 athletes. The challenge now becomes is if Dina can hold on to her fifth place spot, if she doesn't get any faster, then she could possibly be ousted by Julian. You know what I mean? But Julian, in years to come, will I suppose progress into 10-7s and become one of those great athletes in that realm. But for now, there are levels to this. It's just like how I'm telling you that there's a fundamental difference between 10-6 and 10-7. When y'all were trying to compare, Shericka's, 10-6-5 to Shakiri's 10-7-1 and say, that's not a big gap. I said it's a huge gap because it's a whole entire realm. So it's the same thing. Don't underestimate Shakiri's 10-7-1 and Talu's 10-70. What has she run so far? 10-74, 10-75 as her best so far. Don't underestimate them because at the end of the day, right? That's a whole realm. She has to be able to dip into that realm before she can even contend with the likes of, Shakiri and Talu, let alone Shericka that has run 10-6 and Shelly that will run 10-6. Come on, people. Come on. And I'm not looking down on Julian. But again, it's like you're looking down on the other athletes if you think a 10-8 sprinter can just walk in and defeat them. It's not that simple. USA always in competition to be the world lead before any major championship. Big up to all my Jamaicans competing. Big up for sure. I guess maybe they're trying to scare people. You remember how they used to run back in the day? I can never forget Maurice Green. This was them on the start line, walking back and forth. Well, probably they scared Asafa. Who knows? But still, this was them back and forth on the field. It was hilarious watching them. Ah, wait. Buddha has normal summer. Budapest has normal summers. Thank the Lord. Hallelujah. Yeah we know. Run fast in a rain unless your name you see involved. Look here, we'll pull out the win when we need to pull it out for sure. Stop telling them about run. Hey coach, so them learn. Look here, coach. If my little one video is gonna let them learn about rounds, then they clearly haven't been watching track and field for all these years. They've been living under some rock. Oh God, but I'm gonna stop giving Jamaica secret them still. Oh Lord, what's poor decision, Miller? I think Jamaicans will be disappointed in Budapest. I see a lot of second placements for Jamaican women. Good for you. Good for you, Kobe. Jamaica gonna do all the beat and cheat at the World Championships. That's a fact. That is a fact. Shelly-Ann might not even medal. Book it. All right, Kobe. Make sure so when we go live, we're having our videos. You're back here to take your loss, right? Just like how we're gonna have to suck the L. I'm forever online, so I'm gonna have to take the L if a Jamaican doesn't win, right? So make sure say when your favorite don't win, you're back online and you're not hiding under a rock someplace, okay? All right. Stephen had said that Elaine lost her form near to the line in the 200-meter finals at World T. Lost her form. Okay, I'm not arguing with Stephen, clearly. I'm not arguing what Stephen is saying. But if you go back to before Stephen said Elaine lost her form, Stephen said Elaine know exactly what she did. You know what I mean? So saying lose your form to me sounds like he's just trying to pretty it up to say, oh no, she just stopped running. She literally was trying to stop run. It's similar to what happened to Shericka in 2021 in that 200 meters where she stopped run and never knows that other people are zoning and she got booted out in the first run in that 200 meters. It's the same thing, right? You have to have your peripheral vision going on when you're in these races, at least be able to know where the rest of the competition is before you start easing up. And that's to me what happened to Elaine. Now get me wrong, I'm not arguing with Stephen, but that's just my opinion. Why are people questioning the 100 meters world record by Flojo? The women were in great shape that year. 10.49 equates to look here. The wind was a major factor. The wind was a major factor, right? A major factor in that 10.49. And again, when you look at all of the rounds, those were the days of 4 rounds, remember? 4 rounds, and she was getting some crazy positive wins in all those rounds. And I think with all of those crazy positive wins, the fastest she could go was a 10.6 something, I think, or maybe it was a 10.5, I don't remember. But out of nowhere, this 10.49 came at dead win. Come on now. Come on now. Stop it. And then there's everything, all the other allegations that lead into that 21.34. Come on. Come on, Brian. We'll definitely remember you. Yeah, we're gonna remember him. You better make sure saying come back. You better make sure saying hide. I hope she comes back. I hope she just oh boy. I don't know what to say about Elaine. But I hope that she can come back. She's a once in a generation talent, in my opinion. You know what I mean? To just, go out this way. You know what I mean? So let's see. Is Elaine going to Budapest for the four? I'm hoping. I don't know. I saw her do something on her Instagram one day talking about, this is what she's been doing for the past few days. And she had a puppy yawning. So it looks like she was sleeping in her bed for all these days. So I don't know if she's doing any training right now. I was hoping that she would take up her spot in the relay. But if she doesn't, it is what it is. And we just have to move on with her life. I'm just hoping that she can come back stronger. Um, I can explain. Knee injury does affect plyometric work, and plyometric work is essentially or the key for explosion out of the block. That's why her finish is so good, but her start needs work. So Ben, you're trying to tell me that with a bad knee, your it doesn't affect the end of your race? Is that what you're saying to me at all? Lifting those that form will not break. Those high knees will look perfect. Or is that what you're saying to me? I don't believe you. USA will be smoking some Kingston packs in Budapest. Now everybody come from Kingston still. Listen, I don't even know what this you're saying right there, Jeff. Me can't read pot was a good sometime, you know. Me same way to tea. 2015 was a pot cover turnover on the floor and that's the food for me. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Listen, I lost my mind. Oh, the mercy. You're coming. USA is coming for us. We're hearing you. We're hearing you. Um, why is Flojo's world record fourth? Look here. Brian, I've just answered this question. Or did you write it twice? Okay. Jamaicans pretend like they don't juice. I'm not saying we've not have had our issues in the past with athletes. We're not going to one. We're not going to just come out of nowhere and allegedly blame athletes for being on, a substance, quote unquote. So if that's what you're trying to do, that's not going to work. So you're not going to see Elaine running fast. You're not going to see Shelly running fast, and you're not going to see Shericka running fast after years of consistently running fast and randomly say, "Oh, Jamaicans are juicing." No, you're not going to say that. You're not going to go from what was Flojo running again, 10.9s to 10.49. Oh, really? No. Again, there's a huge gap between these barriers. It's not easy being a 10.9 athlete to run 10.8. And it's the same thing for 10.8 athletes in comparison to 10.7 athletes. And it's the same thing for 10.7 to 10.6. And it's the same thing for 10.6 to 10.5. It's not easy. So to jump through so many realms in one season, come on. Then they are in a Jeff. Oh. Shericka Jackson always comes out a new PB at finals, 10.65 at trials, 10.41, 10.45 at last year's World's finals, 49.47 at 2019 Doha final. History has proven Shericka is going to get it done. Yeah. And it's not only Shericka. Jamaicans pull out their best performance for the most part, when it's required, and it's in that final. All right, let's not talk about jogs, please. All right, okay. Let's not get into this. Who he said, she said, who is doing this, blah 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 narrative. I'm not interested. Um, Cause say he like when the USA fans them come around and brag, and then they go into hiding when they lose. That's the problem. They come and brag, and then they go into hiding when they lose. They need to stay around when they lose. Ah, mercy. Mr. Kobe, you're in for a rude awakening. You're in for a rude awakening. The Dutch team won. Yeah, I know. I realized. Jamaica got I got done them, man. Make them stay there. Make them stay there. Don't mistake Jamaica with America. We only eat good food. All right, no more joke conversation, please. It really doesn't bring the sport forward, honestly. And we're here to have a good time, by the way. So let's not leave mad. Christiania Williams ran 11.50 yesterday. Hope she gets back on track. Child, that race missed me. I need to go look back. I need to go check it out. I didn't know. Tamari Davis. Yeah, Tamari Davis. I forgot her name. Steam fish and okra body. Yeah, the girl them have them steam fish and okra body. Um, no. Steve, Kobe is American. He's repping his Americans. Gabby will end the 4x1, as in the anchor. Oh, that's interesting. Them now put Shakira per anchor. You sure about that? Ryan, Henry, I'm American, but my parents are from Ghana. Jamaicans are from Ghana mostly. One love, LOL. Yeah, it's all love. So let's not get mean around in these streets. USA, Melissa Jefferson, Gabby Thomas, Brittany Brown, Shakira Richardson. Yeah, I think I want to use Melissa Jefferson. I just don't know who else, plus Gabby, plus Shakiri. I mean, Brittany Brown, is she amazing on the relays? I don't know, honestly. Shakiri will run second. Has Shakiri ever run second? I don't think I've ever seen her on second. When she was in college, I saw her on anchor. I've seen her run for American anchor. I don't see her ever in any other place but anchor, actually. So it will be weird to move her to someplace else, but let's see. Even if Jamaica fall asleep in the relay at Worlds, they're not supposed to lose. Americans are carrying people who didn't qualify for the World Championship. Shake my head. Look here, Jamaica had three of the fastest women in history last year, and we still lose. So I don't know what you're talking about. Not only did they get the relay, oh God, they didn't have any practice. Okay, fine. But they even got the structure wrong. They put people in the wrong places. I'm like, dear God. I don't know. Jamaica seems to be suffering from some American mentality where they don't learn from their mistakes when it comes to the relay. It looks like that. Oh my gosh. Jamaica, Brianna, Shelly, Elaine, Shasha, Jackal. Is this the final? I mean, I'm not against it, that's for sure. But you know how the issue goes with those final four spots. Do you think Elaine will take up her spot in the relay in the heats? I'm hoping she does. I'm hoping. Please, yes, Trackies, there are 88 of y'all in here. Please remember to hit the like. Liston is just being careful for now. She's a phenomenal athlete. Yeah, I just think she needs to develop a little warrior mentality for sure. Toughen up. When she needs to look at her competitors like she's trying to take them out. Like, look, I'm telling you, I was scared of Akira in the NCAA's. I was like, oh my God, what's wrong with her? As a matter of fact, I'm sure she's psyched out. What's her name? What's the one that goes to LSU name again? I'm sure she sacked her out in that race. If you looked at Akira's face, I'm sure she sacked her out in that race. She was right next to her, right? Yeah, I think she was. Akira probably sacked her out. Yeah, and Bridget had to become a monster on the track. Yeah, the nice girl thing now work. The nice athlete, the smiley dandy now work. It's up to the light like you're trying to kill somebody. Well, let me not say that on stream, but yeah, you get what I mean. Listen is very tough. Is a very tough athlete. Looking tough doesn't mean that you are. What do you mean? She does not. She looks like a soft daffodil. She looks like a soft daffodil to me. She looks like she can't even mash one ants. Alfred will be coming with something special. I agree. She's a wild card for both the 100 and the 200. Agreed. Um, this will have shock waves and disappointments. Let us see. Let us see. The only way I have heard taking on anybody in the 100 is if somebody underperforms. If somebody underperforms, then you obviously she runs how she's supposed to run. Then there's no problem there. But if they run true to form, I don't really see them doing it. Her doing it, but she can definitely medal though in the 200. I think she can medal in the 200. Julian is gonna medal. Yeah, she can medal in the 200 for sure. Don't get me wrong, it's not gonna be easy. She's still gonna have to fight off Shericka. She's still gonna have to fight off what's her name, Gabby. She's still gonna have to fight off Dina. But I think she stands a better chance in the 200 than she does in the 100. What else? Remember in 2021 at the Jamaican trial, Shelly was the favorite to go in the 100, but Elaine surprised us. Anything? No, 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 no. In 2021, Shelly won the 100-meter trials. Yeah, Shelly won. But Elaine won at the Olympics. But then again, she beat her in Hungary before, the Olympics. But yeah, Shelly won that trials. Um, okay, I understand that, but I'm saying if it was as bad as people are making it seem, then her ending of the race would also not be looking so strong because she wouldn't be able to execute her full race. You know what I mean? So again, a lot of lifting, a lot of driving, that disconnection to me, it will play on the knees. So Again, I'm not saying her knees are not having a problem. I'm just saying for me personally, I believe when World Championships comes around, Shelly will slap on that start, and we're gonna see something deadly in the finals. That's just my thought process. America is good at relays, at least on the females are. They've had a good run a few times. Clearly, with the world record in London was really good. In 2016 as well, they ran really well in lane one, really really good. You know who has been the clincher for them? Alison Felix on that backstretch. Alison Felix has done wonders on that 4x1 relay. Prior to that, they've been pretty similar to Jamaica with having beer problem apparently. You understand? They have a lot of problems. So just like how Jamaicans have problems, they have a lot of problems as well. I just think over the years where we've seen them perform really well, I think they had a one nigga clincher on that leg, and that clincher to me was Alison Felix. But let's see. Do you understand the effects of peaking? What do you mean? Some of the athletes are peak already. The rounds this year are going to be hard for both men and women. I don't think they're going to be hard for our women. I think they're going to be challenging for our men, but they have to fight the fight, make it through if they plan on medaling just like everybody else. Shelly-Ann have a plan, mark my words. She will be defending the title and possibly break the world record. Good evening, T. Hey, Dino, what's good? I'm expecting Shelly to turn up good. I have look here, I've watched her for years. Nothing is getting me to turn my back on her at all. And if she come in front of me and tell me, say, look, I'm hobbling on one foot, I'll still be telling myself that she's good. Man, I'm an American. I'm American, and they tough, especially Shakira, but the Jamaicans the best to ever do it. Shericka running 10-6, man, come on. Yeah, the Jamaicans are the best. Ah, that's crazy. Um, Next year, Brianna Williams will be running 10-7s. Again, before we start talking about these athletes running 10-7s, I've said it on countless videos. I want to see the athletes start running some consistent 10-6s. From Kemba Nelson to Brianna Liston to what's her name? Tina Clayton to not did I say Brianna Liston? No, not Brianna Liston. I mean Brianna Williams. Brianna Liston still has some going to go in my mind to develop. Not saying she's not talented, but she's gonna need some developing to develop, in my opinion. But let's see what happens for her next year. But again, over anything else for these athletes, I want to see some consistent 10-8s. It's in them, and I want to see that next year, hopefully. And Brianna Williams will be focusing on the 200 as well next year, so that will be good. To strengthen her over the last 40 in the 100. So let's see what comes out of that. But yeah, Jamaica will medal in the men's triple jump and 200-meter women. That's what I'm sure for. Talo will take gold in 100. All right, Ferdinand. So Ferdinand is throwing it out there. Talo will win. The 100. Yeah, we're definitely going to do something good there. I think Jadon had a really good experience in London in the triple jump. Not being able to come back for another attempt, because they switch things around. He jumps first on the last jump. You know, kind of played a part in his placing, I believe. And I say kinda because at the end of the day, the other athlete is a championship performer as well, so he does really well when it matters most. But I believe come World Championships, if somebody jumps ahead of him, he is still in that pole position to have a clean jump. After that person, I believe he'll be able to respond. But at the end of the day, as well, he has to utilize all his jumps now. So, unlike when he was competing with the collegiates, I mean, how many people were jumping over 7 meters, 17 meters? None. So he can have a 17 low jump and it's fine. You know what I mean? But now going on the world stage, he has to make sure that he has consistent high jumps so that, come round one, he's already 17-8 something, you know what I mean? So let them chase you down, you know what I mean? Rather than you having to chase them down each and every time kind of thing. But he has to utilize every single jump and make them be as far as possible from the first round, because we can't leave it a chance until last minute. So that let's say, for instance, he's not in pole position and he's behind a few athletes, then they will have to respond to his jump, and they could do the same thing, and trump him again, in their final jump. So he has to make sure that his jumps are already, way out there from the beginning, so that he places himself in pole position just in case anybody comes with anything good on their final attempt, he can respond. You know what I mean? But I loved what I saw from him in London, and everything bodes well for the future for Jadon again. He's crazy. He's a crazy talent. We're thinking world record. We're thinking everything possible when it comes to him. So I'm just excited. Um, yeah. Brittany Brown for America cannot be taken lightly. No, I'm not saying she can be taken lightly. I'm just thinking about, the fact that politics also plays a part in selecting their team, apparently. So is she a favored athlete? I don't know. Is she somebody that they'll slight if they can? Maybe. So that's what I'm saying. Could Marcel Jacobs sneak in? Oh no. Marcel out for the rest of the season. I'm sure. I'm sure Marcel is out. Like he didn't he put out some message on social media at some point saying he's injured? Them I worry about Shelly starts as if she know have it back. She's just working on the last 40 of her race. Watch what will take place in Budapest. That's what I believe. So let's see. I'm Jamaican and Flo Jo running form was magnificent. Yeah, her running form was magnificent. It was. That's not undeniable. Um Elaine will be back for the Olympic year. Olympics is hers. Hopefully she'll be back. We will stop questioning when y'all stop questioning both time. We're moving on from those topics. We're moving on from these topics. Let's see. Is Kishane going to Budapest? I find it weird that he ran 9-8 then disappeared. Oh no, Steven said he's injury prone. Oh, I missed a comment here. I'll go back up. Steven said he's injury prone, so because of that, he's only, prepared for one fast race. So that's what he gave us, one fast race. He said next year though, we should be seeing, him do his 3 rounds and hopefully qualify for the Olympics. So we're looking out for that. And Stephen also did say that if the selectors want to select him for the relay, he is available. So let's see if the selectors will select him, because if they do, then Stephen says he is available to run. What else? What's your take on the men 4x4 and women? Will they medal? Let me share about my screen. Let me share about my screen. Because I swear some of you, oh no, now watch the video them. And you see when T drops this knowledge on y'all, I don't want anybody to act like I didn't say this 10,000 years ago. You know what I mean? So let's go back. Where's my screen? Is it this? I don't even know. I'm hoping this is it. Okay, good. This is it. Lovely. Where am I? Oh, here we are, and I found it. Right here. It says Jamaican men go for, oh no, that's a 4x1. Sorry, wrong video. Wrong video. Wait, where's my 4x4 video? I don't even know where my 4x4 video is. Oh, here we go. 4x4 gold. Jamaican men can get 4x4 gold at Budapest in World Championships. This was from 3 weeks ago. I think this was before trials started. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this was before trials. So yeah, I've clocked this, from a good while now, that the Jamaican men can win 4x4 gold. Now, as it relates to the women, our team is not so strong this year. I mean, Stacy is out injured. Um, um, some of the athletes are not, at their best in terms of personal best shape that we saw them in previous years. So I'm not expecting them to challenge America at all for the gold. It will be good if they can just hold on to a medal, because let's not forget the Netherlands is there, Great Britain is there, Poland is there. Who am I missing? Any other country, European country, I'm not sure I'm missing any. But yeah, it's going to be tough for us to hold on to an actual medal, in my opinion, in that 4x4. I'm hoping we can for the women, but it's going to be really, really hard. Um, okay, let me stop sharing this now. Kishan, is Kishan going? Oh yeah, I read this already. I've been wondering this for a while now, but what has happened to Daphne Shippers? Last time I saw her, she was injured. And I guess when she came back, she was just not running as fast as, the rest of the field is. Plus, there's a certain belief that, athletes on the fairer side, I don't want to sound racist, um, they don't have a long lifespan in track and field. So, that's possibly what happened. She's just done her time and that's it. You know what I mean? That 4x1 relay set up last year was a mess. Whoever was in charge of it should be fired. And guess what? Nobody came out and took the blame. Nobody took the blame. As a matter of fact, they threw the athletes under the bus. I vividly remember Jamaica tearing into the athletes, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I was probably the only channel on YouTube at that point to do a video and say, "Hey, it's not the athletes' fault. Stop blaming them." But alas, they didn't take no blame. So let me tell you from no Jamaica. The issues are have been persisting for years in that 4x1 relay. It's not the athlete's job to ensure that everything is done correctly, whether it's training to make sure that everything training needs to go on for the relay, or structuring the team. It's not their job. That's not their duty. So if the relay, falls apart based on what they set up, go blame the people in charge and leave the athletes out of it. Unless one athlete unfortunately drop one button, that's probably where you can say, "Oh my God." But yeah, nah, it's not the athletes for sure. Elaine should not be in the relay at this time. She's not DM. What is DM? I like Alfred vibe. She looks like she wanted to fight everybody before that 200. Yeah, you need that warrior mentality. I've been talking about it. You need to get that warrior mentality. He is saying that force. He's saying the force it takes to get out of the blocks is what she's scared of. No, I understand that. And I did a video saying that I understand not being able to push out of the blocks on your knee because your knee is not 100%. I get it. But I'm saying that in addition to that, I'm also looking at how the end of her race looks. And I'm saying, in my opinion, if she has one pop in her, based on what we are seeing, I believe she does have that one pop in her, and the one pop will come in the finals. I did a video talking about it, Trackies. Y'all have to watch all the videos, but I did a video talking about it. So the same thing that you're explaining about, the pushing out of the blocks, I get it completely. But again, I do have a different view as well. So that's what I'm saying. So it's kind of merging my view with y'all's thought process and trying to find a middle ground. You know what I mean? What is your order for the men's 4x1 tea? Ah, I said I'm putting, what's his name, Akeem on first leg, but y'all are complaining and saying you don't want Akeem on first leg because Akeem has somehow developed a false start issue. I don't know if he has developed a short false start issue, honestly, and I don't want to use a few instances to, write him off kind of thing. So I still have him on my start. Who is on my team? Oblique, Watson. I don't know if Raheem is on in my final, to be honest. I was thinking of slotting in somebody else. Maybe Kishane Thompson. I don't know. But let's see. I think I'd probably leave Oblique on anchor. I'd probably put Kishane on backstretch. And then I would run Rohan Watson on curve. I think that is what I was thinking I would do. But that all depends on what exactly they're doing with Kishane, if they're choosing him in the first place. If they don't choose Kishane, then I may put what's his name from the other club there on the backstretch. Lord, his name is slipping me right now. Tall dude. Well, they're probably all tall. What am I saying? His name comes to me, I'll tell you. But yeah, I'll probably slot him in then. I don't know about Ryan. Like, I'm trying to think about Ryan Ford in my mind, and I don't know where he fits, honestly. But I guess probably the back stretch as well. You know, That's the only empty spot I would say. But again, because there's a lot of new faces, and again, I believe that they need some practice to figure out who runs best where. And I just think just haphazardly looking at how an athlete runs and says, "Oh, let's just slot him there. Let's just slot them there." It's probably why we're having issues in the first place. So I would like to see them run around of relay first before I can, say, "Hey, I think such and such athlete should go there, there, or there." But I don't have that to go off, so it is what it is. Um, Sports Max mix up. No, I got a lot of information from Sports Max because they tend to speak to the athletes. They do a lot of interviews with the athletes, and I like hearing, from the athletes, whether or not I'm gonna trust their word, because I do take, things the athletes say with a grain of salt, because they won't always tell you the truth. Some things they want to withhold, you know what I mean? So I do take things with a grain of salt, but at the same time, I do get a lot of information from Sports Max. I love Ricardo. From Ricardo was on TVJ, I've liked him. Everybody that's on Sportsmax, I'm fine with actually. I don't have an issue with anybody on Sportsmax really. I think they cover the sport well, and they're very unbiased as well. So I like that about them. Um, but again, you see, when it comes to reporting news, if you have to get a story, I guess you're probably talking about the whole Elaine thing, maybe. Um, this is why I didn't blame Leighton. Because at the end of the day, you have to get the story, and I understand that. If I was in his position, probably I would have done the same thing. I'd have just run over to Steven and I said, "Hey, Steven, are you taking back Elaine?" And that is why I said in my video that I believe that, Steven should have said no comment. I didn't say Leighton shouldn't have asked the question, because again, that's his job. You know what I mean? He's doing his job and doing a fantastic job at it. You know what I mean? So the thing now was that Steven was supposed to say, he was supposed to dodge that. He was supposed to see the issues coming in from a mile away and say, "Hey, I'm gonna curve that one." You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I liked listening to the street driven TV interview. It put a lot of things into perspective as it relates to how Steven feels, as it relates to what was really going on in the background. Because a lot of people will come out and say things, and then by the time it gets back to the fans, a whole bunch of things is added on, and the whole story becomes misconstrued. People end up looking like demons. And yeah, for me personally, the interview made both Elaine and Stephen look like both demons. Either people were thinking that Elaine was some crazy witch, or Steve was, in my opinion, looking like some crazy man as well. You know what I mean? But I liked the interview. It put a lot of things into perspective. And as I said earlier in the live, I just think that Elaine was stuck between the rock and a hard place. And in a situation like that, you no choice that you make would be the right choice. Even if she chose her coach, the coach's decision, it would still be the wrong choice, because she believe in her husband out there. And then if she chooses the husband, she's still doing wrong, because she's supposed to listen to the coach. So at the end of the day, it was never a win-win situation for her. I'm just hoping that things just go better for her in the future. It is what it is. But I love hearing perspective, and I got a lot of perspective in that street interview. So, and it clears up a lot of biases that people have against Elaine as well. Going forward in the future, a lot of people say, "Oh, she's hard to work with. She's hard to train. She's not trainable." Blah blah blah. Clearly, Steven did a lot of those things. He said she's one of the easiest people to train. She listens to everything, and that's probably a fault of her listening to everything is probably a major flaw for her as a female, because you want to listen to your husband, you want to do what your husband is saying. And a lot of times for females, it's hard to separate yourself from what your husband is saying versus what is going on elsewhere. So maybe that's a major flaw for her. But from a coaching perspective, she was a perfect athlete to coach. So let's dead certain conversation when it comes to her, and literally just hope for her best going forward in the future, whether she stays with her current coaching setup, or moves to something different. Honestly, I think all we want from Elaine is her best. Think Jamaica should make Brianna Jackson, Elaine, Shelly. um did I leave out, did the first person leave out Jackson? Now that I think about it, Shericka was on that. No, no, she was on it. um I want Shelly on the second leg, and I've told you guys countless times, I will not accept no relay with Shelly not being on the second leg. Don't get me wrong, she's very effective on pretty much any leg she runs, but for the purpose of a relay, if you notice where people put their best runners sometimes on that second leg, it's either to open up a gap on the rest of the field or to make sure that the relay is stabilized, because a lot of times the issue happens on that second leg and you don't want no issues on that second leg. You don't want a deficit on the second leg at all. And I think Shelly is the perfect athlete to make sure everything runs smoothly, one, and two, she can drop a super fast time there as well and hopefully give us, a lead, because again, we're gonna have to worry about a Shakirian anchor, so at the end of the day, we want that lead. We want to give Shericka a lead. We don't want to give her, to hopefully run down Shakira, because we don't know what running down Shakira would look like, on the global stage in a relay, right? When she's pumped up and trying to win for her team. So we don't know what that looks like. So we want a lead going in, and hopefully Shelly can give us that lead. So that's why I put her on second in my mind all the time. As it relates to everybody else, Elaine on third. Yeah, Elaine is fine there. And I guess Jackson on anchor. And Brianna is fine on first leg as well. But again, the trouble with these setups is that it doesn't take into account Natasha Morrison, and it doesn't take into account Sasha Lee Forbes. And I don't know how that is going to play out, in the bigger scheme of things. You know what I mean? I don't know if they'll be content with running in the heat and not running in the finals. I don't know. So let's see. But again, something that I like when I watch football or any other sports is that they a lot of time, especially watching the females know at the World Cup and the team effort that they're putting in. The relay is really a team effort, and the girls are just gonna have to come together, accept whichever leg you get to run and just run it. I don't want to hear people talking about, oh, I can't run this leg because my who is hurting me. Listen, I can't be bothered with the extra drama. We don't need it. The girls just need to come together, come as a unit, and say, all right, whichever leg best suits me, put me there, and I'll run, and we'll move on with our life. You know what I mean? Who do you think will win the women's 400 in Budapest? I'm actually looking out for Nasser coming back. It's between Nasser and Sydney in my mind. Britain's 4x1 is not bad. Male or female? Well, both are not bad. But if we are to go off what happened with the men in London, you see how important it is to get practicing. You saw how the Japanese dusted them. Again, Chakis, watch the videos. I put videos up talking about these things. Watch all of them. Don't just select, which videos to watch because I'm talking about your faves in that moment. Watch all the videos because I drop key insights on a lot of things in the videos. So just watch them. In 1992, America dropped the button, and then Jamaica some years after, before Allison, they had the same issues. Yeah. Um. Both countries have had issues in the relays over the years. I have to admit. But it's always good to get practicing. It's always good to get practicing. If Talo had gone 10-6, then I would agree with gold. Frano is going to ensure that Shericka is ready for sure. Who do you think will win the women? I just read that. I think Saini will do something in that 200 finals. Oh, I forgot about Saini. What has Saini done so far this year? I haven't even seen her run. Has she run? I just remember saying he's one of those athletes that they had. No, but wait, isn't saying DSD? Doesn't that mean she's just coming back? Ah, she not come back yet. Wait, when is the date? Saying in our run, how saying if you come back off a one testosterone suppression drug for your own win medal in a 200. Unless I'm thinking about somebody else. Who is saying again? Am I thinking about the right athlete? I'm sure I'm thinking about the right athlete. Great Britain has a great chance. Jeremiah Azu, Zarnell, oh, whoever, Reese Prescott. They have a very good chance of winning gold. That's for sure. And that is why in my video I talked about, the challenges that these teams will face, because, all of them pretty much have good teams. America, Great Britain, Jamaica. You don't want to have issues on your relay to have a Japan sneak in and trump you, because they don't have the fastest four, but they're very slick in those baton exchanges. And let's not forget, they've done it already on the global stage where they've taken non-America. Let's not forget in the Olympics. So You don't want to give them any opportunity to trump you. So having fast guys is not the only thing. We have to make sure that the baton gets around as swiftly as possible. So I don't want anybody to underestimate the Japanese. As it stands now, though, America goes in with a good team. Jamaica goes in with a good team. Great Britain also goes in with a good team. But they have to get the baton around as swiftly as possible to medal, as far as I'm concerned. And if they have problems, they might see themselves out of the medals. And that's a fact. If she's okay, who is okay? You're talking about Saini. Yeah, Saini is supposed to get the suppression something, if I'm not mistaken. What is up with Tajay Gale? Tajay Gale is coming back right on time. I'm excited. Jumping well. So I do have 3 Jamaican challengers heading into the World Championship and making it to the finals in the men long jump. And I have said that I do think we can hopefully land 2 medals in that, because again, the field is not that, again, far ahead. And as a matter of fact, maybe there's 2 athletes, or maybe one, that has jumped further than the Jamaican athletes. So we just need to make sure we go out there and execute on the day. And as long as they execute on the day, the type of mentality that I see from Wayne Pinnock, Kerry McLeod, and of course Tajay Gale, for sure they can go out and give their best, when it matters most. And I believe that 2 of them could possibly end up on the medal table. And if I'm being the greediest person on the planet, which I can be sometimes, Jamaica can possibly get 1, 2, 3. Um, do you think Natalu has a 10-6 in her? All right, going off her performances this year, she's clearly running a lot like an American sprinter, in the sense that, come out running really fast times. Um, the question is if this is a Talu that will be able to get faster and run her best at the championship. That's left to be seen, because again, this is a new version of Talu, so we have to learn by experience, and we haven't experienced it yet. What we've seen so far is just her dropping consistent fast times each time she's running, which looks similar to what the Americans do, which is kind of concerning to a certain extent. But at the same time, I won't judge it until I see it. So hopefully that her fastest run is still in her, and her fastest run will come at the World Championships, where she should peak and run her best. So if that's the case, then she could possibly have a 10-6 in her. If not, then apparently she's gone to America and has picked up America's running style, where I come running out fast out of the blocks, race after race after race, and have nothing more to give at the championships, which is not a good look. You know what I mean? Jax needs to run second. Jax? Or Jackson? Okay. The I don't know. I don't agree. I don't think I agree. I don't think, with her level of experience running the relays, and I'm talking about the 4x1, she will be able to do Allison on that backstretch. I need Shelly to do what Allison does on the backstretch. That's what I need Shelly to do. I don't think Shericka can give me that on the backstretch. You know what I mean? That's my thought process. On the men's side and the women's side, I don't know what that was for, but anyway, what is your order for the women's 4x400 meter in Budapest? My order, gold medals, you mean? So I have Nasser hopefully getting back, and I have them. She's challenging Sydney for gold and silver, and what's her name? Paulino, possibly for third. I don't see anybody beating them. Yeah, I don't really see anybody beating them. I see the Netherlands athletes and running well, and Polish athletes running well as well, but I think they're still some ways off. I do see Sada running well as well, but it's still, I think it's some distance off top 3 in my mind. Oh, crap, I forgot about that young girl from America. No, I forgot about 2 people. Sorry. My girl that runs for, where does she run for? Where does that tall, dark skinned girl run for again? The one that run for Texas. She's gonna be in it. And also, what was the next American girl, the one that failed to do the 400 double, 400 and 400-meter hurdles double? Oh, let me think about it again. All right. Do I think they challenge Paulina? I don't think I'm taking. Okay, I'm not taking Sydney and Nasser out of gold and silver. The question now becomes third place. Third place is going to be a toss up between. That means Paulina has to ensure that she's on her A game, because if she's not on her A game, those 2 youngsters, their name is slipping me. Yeah, name slip me from time to time, but I'm sure y'all know who I'm talking about. they will be a challenge heading to that World Championships. I completely forgot about them. They're even more than whatever I see any other European athlete doing. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, will a Jamaican make it to the finals? Dear God, I don't know if Jamaica will even make it to the finals. I don't want to talk about the 400 anymore. I'm getting sad. The women, I'm not so sure because Asha Philip, not Imani Lansico, look good this season. For Dina Darren, they just have no. But even with that, those athletes they can still medal. They may not win gold, but they'll still be able to medal. They can still win third. I remember Nigeria is not in it. Nigeria is having their problems. Sitobi, what that run on their leg is facing suspension. One athlete that run on the ankle leg is already suspended. So they don't really have a full team. They could have been a challenger this season as well, but it's not looking so hot for them. Who else in the women's 4x1 am I missing? I don't think I'm missing any other country, am I? No, I don't think I am. So yeah, they can definitely medal. Marcel has been counting down to the World Championships on his Instagram. Oh, he has? Well, let's see. I mean, based on what I've been seeing earlier this season, I can't really call him for a medal, but let's see. No, he doesn't need to have a great. No, he does. No, he doesn't. Is that what you're saying? He needs to have a great first jump. He can rest for the second. Oh no, he doesn't. Look here, a world championships, which rest, him not take no break. Him a jump every round. You can't the worst thing you want to do is give away a round, and when you look back at it, you realize you didn't need it. And you could have dropped a super far jump in it, and now it's too late. Him not give away none of them round there. None of them not give away. Him a jump every single one. Um Damaris, okay, I don't okay, I think y'all are having a conversation and sometimes I miss it. Um what is your take on the men's and women's 400? Geez, didn't I just answer that? The men's 400. Okay, I didn't answer the men's 400. Uh, ta-ta-ta. I'm already at 2 hours and 10 minutes. They'll have me here talking forever. I didn't plan to be talking for so long. I'll go at 2.5 hours, okay? But anyway, let's continue. So, men's 400. Wade Van Niekerk is back. Oh, I love that race in London. Prior to it, I was saying in my preview that I want to see what the Americans do against Wayne Van Niekerk, and they competed well. They competed well. So it's going to be interesting to see Wade Van Niekerk match up against the Jamaicans, match up against the Americans. And by Jamaicans, I'm thinking two in my mind. And then match up against Americans. And I'm only thinking two as well in my mind for the Americans. And where's the other guy from Nigeria? How much is that? One, two, five. We have three more people. Nigeria. Let me check the world rankings. Let me see who I think I have making it in the finals. Chakis, don't ask me these questions right now because I'm gonna be doing preview videos, obviously leading into the World Championships, and this isn't the time for it now. So yeah, some things are just not on the top of my brain. I don't even know where this thing is. I'm gonna have to find the world list. I'm gonna be doing previews on everything, on all events. Well, not all events, just the ones with Jamaican interest clearly, leading into the World Championships. So, with that said, the information right now may not stand when I do the video then, right? But let me see what it looks like now. So I'm going with Wayne Van Niekerk. I'm going with wait, where is this? Is this all-time list? Oh, sorry. I need to look for seasons list. Okay. Men 400. Okay, let's go again. So I'm going with, oh crap, I forgot Stephen Gardner. Okay, this is interesting. So there's Stephen Gardner. Um, there's Samu Kanga. He's also somebody in it. So does that take up my three spaces with the two? So let me see. All right. I think that takes up my three spaces. So Stephen Garner, Samaganga, Wade Van Niekerk, Bryce Deadmon, um, Emmanuel Bambi Deely. I hope I'm saying that right. We have Ryan Willie. Then we have Sean Bailey. And then I'm going with Antonio Watson. Here the problem with this, no. I haven't counted Kirani James. And how dare I count out Kirani James? And I haven't. Boy, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough, 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 tough. Track is, I mean, bias and stuffing for Jamaicans in. Right, but at the same time, I'm hoping that they can make it to the finals. But it's gonna be a really, really good race. As it relates to who wins, I don't have a clue. Not right now. I'm gonna have to think about it some more. Come on, Professor T. Haha, drop knowledge, mama. Haha, yay! See, Jacko needs to run the backstretch. Why are you saying? All right, tell me why Jacko needs to run the backstretch. Let me see if I agree with you. Tell me that. Yes, Jalen will break the triple jump record soon, hopefully. In that case, they need to let the hurdlers run the 4x4. Oh, yeah. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. I will definitely slot in Russell and Knight. I don't know about Clayton on the 4x4 actually. I don't know how she looks on a 4x4, but I would definitely slot in Russell and Knight. And then of course McLeod. And no. And I'm definitely slotting in what's her name? She's a relay bully. What's her name? She's a relay bully. We can't leave her out. She's if she not run good in a flat 400 is one thing. On the relay, you best believe she's going to eke out everything, and those are the type of relay runners I love. So you can't leave her out. Why is her name slipping me? She went to Heidel. You know who I'm talking. Well, all our athletes are pretty, but yeah, she's one of the pretty ones. Whoever said this year's Carifta relays should take over the relays so worlds. Um, I think they have different people for junior ranks versus senior ranks. So I don't know. I'm hoping though that common sense will prevail. Did you realize that when Shelly ends the 4x1 we win? I think Brianna. All right. When anybody says this to me, I will advise you go back and watch 2019. That's all. Just watch 2019 and watch Shelly's leg, the back stretch, and see why Shelly needs to be on the back stretch and how incremental how much of an asset she is there. As far as we're concerned, the glory leg is neither here nor there. You understand? Once you have a lead enough, it's just you maintaining that lead. It's neither here nor there. We need to make sure that we have a lead going into that glory leg, or there will be no glory. You know what I mean? And that's the point. Willow needs to watch past relays. Who is Willow? Before choosing each team position. Who is Willow? You mean Wilson? Coach Wilson? I don't know who is Willow. Who is Willow? Use Hudson from the 200 relay on the floor. Oh, yeah, somebody was saying that to me as well. And that's a good possibility as well. So I don't even know how it's going to go, but that sounds good. I won't lie. I wouldn't mind seeing him on the relay. I wouldn't mind it at all. Elaine needs to rest for the end of the season and start fresh for the Olympic year. As Steven said, she's injury prone. I don't know what is the best option for Elaine right now. I just want her to do what's best for her, honestly. What is your opinion on Noah Laz? I talked about this. Oh, crap, sorry. Um, oh, I was reading another comment. Sorry. Yeah, back to Noah Laz. So Noah Laz obviously ran that 19.47 in London. But what was eye-opening to me in that was Let's See Bogo's run. Obviously in the 200 meters 19.450, plus also how he was closing down on him in that last 50. And remember, it's that same last 50 that Noah Lyles uses to disconnect from the rest of the field. So it was very impressive to me, and I'm like, Noah Lyles has to watch out. And remember, if I'm not mistaken, Let's See Tobago probably has the faster 100-meter time out of them both. I think Noah though, has a good 400-meter time as well, but I don't know. It's been years since he's done the 400, but it's clear that Letsili is working on his speed endurance by running that 400 meters. I was thinking something else when I saw the 400. Silly me. But seeing what I saw in the 200 now, I've woken up to the reality that he was doing this for the two. He's clearly not as good in the 100 meters to maybe, challenge for a medal. Don't get me wrong, 9.91 is good. And 9.91 may be able to land him a medal based on what we're seeing, in the field. But it doesn't separate him from the pack, if you understand. But paired at 9.91 with that 44.75, and all of a sudden you got 19.50 over 200. The 200 seems to be his perfect distance, right? So Noah Lyles definitely has to watch out for him. I still do believe that it's Noah Lyles' race. It's his race to lose. So let's see what happens. But let's see Little Bogo definitely mashes up any hopes that USA has at 1, 2, 3, and that's a fact. And I'm sorry if I'm smiling when I'm saying that, because at this point, y'all can maybe call me a hater because, Jamaica ain't getting no 1, 2, 3 this year either. So tough luck, America. No 1, 2, 3 for you either. But still, let's see. Tobago is coming. He's coming. It's gonna be a good look. Nevertheless, just has to keep his focus and see if he can walk away with the win at the end of the day. Again, I still believe it's his race, but Tobago is a real, real threat. You know what I mean? Why would it be a hard decision for her husband? Why would it be a hard decision? Her husband is not her coach. It's a hard decision because it's a life decision. It's her husband, and then two of them are life decisions. One is your husband, and the other one is your coach. What kind of nonsense are you asking me, Miller? Some of y'all are acting like you don't know what women face when it comes to women, husbands slash anything else in the world. Oh my lord, this is not an anomaly. I hate. You know what? I don't like discussing certain things because it gets me annoyed. But seriously, everything is not cookie cutter like it seems for women. You know what I mean? Every day we're faced with tough challenges, and we have to, do make decisions. And sometimes, not care what we do, we're still doing wrong to somebody. Guess what? If Elaine did not leave, where would Shericka be? I mean, I'm always for the view that a coach should be able to coach all athletes at the same time to greatness. So I don't know. I don't know about the view about only being able to focus on one athlete at a time. That's never been my view. But clearly, I'm not a coach, so I don't know what it takes to coach one athlete. But it is what it is. Elaine should not be on the relay team. Okay, I hear you, Miller. Shelly starts. End of story. Uh I guess she that's not the best place for her. Did you see Shelly-Ann Montrose come back in the relay in London? That's a circuit race. Come on. Sir, you're not gonna compare the Diamond League to the actual World Championships when everybody's prepping their best team, send their best team out onto the field, and they're running. We don't need Shelly and no anchor with no glory leg. We need Shelly to go and give us a lead. You think that okay, let's just say Shelly goes in and put her on anchor. And she also has a gap to build up on Shakira. You think she'll run down Shakira just like how you see she run down Darlita in a London? Come off it, people. Please. Shelly to anchor the relay, and it's a certain goal for Team Jamaica. Okay, let me ask you a question. If Shelly goes on anchor, do you believe Jamaica is going into the last leg with a deficit, or are we in the lead? Answer that for me. Saini is DSD, right? So there's no Saini in my opinion that's gonna come. Just like how Mboma or Boma, however you want to pronounce it, she's not in the conversation in my opinion because they're taking suppressants. So yeah. For the heats, I don't know, but bias me want Morrison or Brianna start, Shelly to Elaine and Jackson on the anchor. The same team from last year can run again, but it has to be Brianna or Nelson, Shelly, Elaine, Jackson. Okay, I get you, Jeff. I think what is Sadie? You mean Sani is 800-meter DSD athlete? Saini what used to run the four. If it's Saini you're talking, she used to run the four, and then she had to. Well, she didn't have to. She decided to step down because of the DSD rules that prevent her from competing in the 400 and 800 meters. You'd either have to go to the 15 or higher, or was it 3,000 and higher, something of the sort. But now they've changed the rule completely, where DSD, no care where you are across the board, whether it's in the field events or wherever you are, you have to take suppressants. So you're not going to be, relegated to a certain event anymore, because what they've come to realize is that there's some DSD athletes that, step down like a Christine Mboma and do crazy things. And they're like, we don't know if this added testosterone is the one that's doing it. We don't know if it's, natural talent. So let's just suppress everybody. You know what I mean? So that seems to be what they're doing. So it is what it is. People want Shelly to anchor so that it can so that the one can cross the line for the world record. But with a fast team like Brie, Elaine, and Jacqueline, Shelly having to pull away like she did in last isn't necessary. Okay, this is Elaine that's not at her best, right? So again, I don't know. I don't know what the expectation is of everybody based on the first three legs. What is your realistic expectation of where the team will be heading into the final leg if Shelly goes on the anchor? Men's 400-meter predictions. I gave you my 400-meter predictions. Why are you killing me for 400-meter predictions? People want Shelly to. Oh, I read that already. Adidas. What about Adidas? She would be the best suited for the backstretch due to having experience. Exactly. People don't understand how vital experience is and crucial it is to the relay, and not only the relay, but the backstretch. You see that backstretch is a make it or break it leg, and you want to make it on that leg. Honestly. She is Irish. Oh, Irish. Thank you for reminding me. What's her name? Not Britain. What's her name? Um, yeah, not anything more. No, anything more runs for America. What's her name? She has a weird name, but yeah, she's Irish, and she used to run for Texas. So you saw her on the 4x4, running with Julian Alfred. I think Julian was on the 4x4. I don't even remember, but yeah, she was on the 4x4 running for Texas at the last NCAA's, and I'm sure they broke the record there too. So yeah, but Britain is an athlete to count into the women's 400 meters in Budapest, that's for sure. And the other athlete, I just don't remember her name, the Irish one. Oh, Brianna to Shelley to White to Jackson. Natalia White, that's an outside throw in. Okay. What about Janelle Smith in that relay? Okay, we're considering the people that won, made it into the top 4/6/8. Those are the people that we're considering. So again, I'm not really sure about these outside names that you're throwing in. Mind you, if they're running, super fast and not their best, then don't have no problem. But the likelihood of them being selected to run is, not that high. You know what I mean? So let's see. No, not anything more. And Bajan and Sada making that podium. Sada will have to run a monumental personal best to make that podium. Not saying she's not, but she's definitely gonna have to run super fast. You know what I mean? So let's see. Yeah, Stephen Gardner. Sorry, I forgot him. He had slipped my mind. So yeah, he's definitely a contender in that 400 meters. And again, I did say I'm being a bit greedy by slotting in two Jamaicans, but I can be greedy. But yeah, it's gonna be a really dog fight, because a lot of guys are good this season, and the times are very close as well. So I'm very interested to see who wins on the day. Will Gardner be able to take down Wade Van Niekerk, that's seemingly coming back to his best? Let's see how that race goes. But yeah, it's good. Hey, it's Trap Boss. Been so busy lately, I barely have time to watch live streams. Look here, me and you too. I've been doing so much videos that I have had no time to do live streams, and I'm popping on today for a live stream, and I don't know when I'll be back again for another one. So yeah, I'm glad you came though. Ditto. All three 400-meter hurdlers should be brought in by the 4x. All three. Again, how does what's her name run on a relay? I won't say all three. For now, in my mind, I'm looking at two. Oh yes, Cherokee Young. Thank you, Dino, Don Dino. Cherokee. Cherokee is a relay bully. There's no way you're leaving Cherokee off a relay ever. So I'm going with in my man Cherokee, Genevieve Russell. We're also going with what's her name? Why am I always forgetting people's names? Oh, Cherokee. What did I just say a while ago? Genevieve Russell. Then we're going with Anjanette Knight, and we're also going with what's her name in the 400? She qualified, bald head. You know who I'm talking. Yeah, she in the 400 as well. So let's see, and she's running into shape. So I like it. I like it as well. Shoki Young is a great 400 meter as well as, and I hope she runs it. No, she's a relay bully. She is a relay bully. If it's one thing about Cherokee, she is gonna give you some scary leg on a relay. That's for sure. Tebogo does his runs like Talu. They go out fast and oh well, that's a bad thing then. If he does that, then oh Lord, I can only hope. I can only wish him the best. That's for sure. Hopefully, he's been watching enough to learn that you need to manage your runs properly. Because if that's the case, then I'm sorry for him. Will Elaine willingly accept a spot on the team to the Budapest? I mean, why not? Jamaicans are the only people that look down on the relay. Nobody else in the world looks down on the relay but Jamaica. So I don't see a problem with taking a spot on the relay. She's earned it, so let her go run. You know what I mean? We have a strong team that can give Shelly a lead for the anchor. Why are you underestimating the other athletes on the back stretch? Because of their inexperience, Jade. Isn't that the reason I'm saying that Shelly should stay on backstretch because of her experience? They are inexperienced. We're talking about a Shericka Jackson that as I said multiple times that I have issues handing off a baton. You want to slaughter at the most crucial leg, the backstretch where she has to grab that baton from the first leg athlete and run and hand it over to the third leg athlete. Really? One of the most inexperienced athletes on a sprint event. I'm not talking about Shericka as a whole, as an athlete running. I'm talking about Shericka is still fresh to running on relays, right? And she started out running on the anchor, just receiving the baton. Hasn't had much experience or practice on any other leg, it seems. And you want to slaughter her in on the most crucial leg? I'm sorry, I can't agree with that. I'm not saying anything about Shericka, the person, how she runs individually. I'm talking about the relay trackies. Don't get misconstrued with the information that I'm giving you, okay? Experience is key on this thing. And Shelly has, it bounds. Shelly has so much experience, it's crazy. Yes, Adeleke. Yeah, Rashida Adeleke. Thank you for reminding me her name. What's your team for the women's 4x1? Again, I can't not count in the people that made the top four. So I have to talk about Natasha, and I still have to use, Sasha Lee. So if I'm talking about Natasha and Sasha Lee, I did say that unfortunately I'm used to Natasha being on the back stretch, but since I want Shelly on the back stretch, Natasha is just gonna have to go someplace else. And since she's a relatively good starter as well, then I just started her on first leg, and then I said Natasha to Shelly to Sasha Lee. I've seen her run a really good curve. Then to Shericka. Then now, if we're supposed to look at it, the other hand, where people are like, okay, let's just use what we know and what we think may work. Then I may slot in Brianna on first leg. I will still leave Shelly on third leg. I don't know if I'm that eager to say shove in Elaine and shove out anybody else. You know what I mean? It's neither here nor there to me. Sasha Lee can still run. Elaine can run, or even Natasha can run on that third leg, and then of course Shericka on the ankle. Healthy Brianna to Shelly to Elaine to Shericka, world record. Again, practice. Is Broadbell ready for sub 12-9 already? I'm hoping. I'm hoping he goes there and he destroys Grant Holloway. Yeah, my midfields and Natalia can damage the third leg. No pun intended. Oh yeah, all right. I mean, I didn't counter in at all, so let's see. Let's see. Y'all saying Brianna so much for the relay that am I the only one that noticed Brianna ended up in the bottom five in most races this season? She literally wasn't in top three in the 100 or the 200. She placed fourth. What fourth she done? Yeah, she placed fourth. What shoves her down is the fact that Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, is a defending champion and has her bye, which shoves her down to fifth in the ranking. But she plays fourth. That's a very good placing. And again, while some people may not quote unquote perform the best in their individual events, sometimes they really do, exceptionally well in relays. And again, I just spoke about how Cherokee Young is a relay bully, and it's the same thing for Brianna Williams. She does well on the relay. So, and I don't think that it really reflects what she does on the flat event sometimes. Brianna Shelley, Shericka. Yeah, that could work. Should Rasheen get a spot on the team? Um, Seeing these consistent runs, I'm not gonna lie, I've slotted him in. But the problem I'm having is that I don't want it to set a trend. For what reason he didn't enter the finals, I don't even know. You see, if he does had entered the finals, then I wouldn't be having such a struggle. But he didn't even enter the finals, and then a week later he's dropping phenomenal fast times. That means he could have entered the finals, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? And I don't want it to set a trend where athletes feel like they don't need to turn up at the trials and run the rounds and run the races and feel like they can just go on the circuit and just run fast times and get in. That's not a trend that I want to set. So while I'm slipping him in because he's done so well, on the other hand, I don't like how it was done. You know what I mean? So that's my only issue with it all. But I love what he's doing for a fact. Consistent sub 45s. He's on my boat, that's for sure. um Jamaica will only medal will only Jamaica will only the medal in the 4x1 men if Broadbell and Parchment takes two spots on the team. T, no bother kill me for this comment. I don't know about Hans of Parchment, but I like the Broadbell part about it. Broadbell is a good flat 100-meter runner, so I wouldn't mind actually seeing him in a relay at all. But Parchment, I don't think I can agree with, because I don't think I've ever seen him on a release. I don't even know what that would do. I know Omar McLeod, it has, done fantastic on the relay. I remember that first leg he gave in London. That was crazy. But, it didn't materialize in the medal for him at the same time. So I know once you're really fast over the flat event, even Akira Nugent, we see do it as well. She runs in the relay as well. So again, oh, and if Jamaica is looking for an extra person, look, you can look at Akira Nugent as well. I forgot about her, but yeah, she's also a good relay person. So yeah, and she's clearly much faster than that 11:09 that she did in 2021. So we can always look there. So yeah, I'm not against Broadbell at all, but we have a bunch of good guys. So I don't know how they'll work it out. I don't know how. Yeah, Candice McLeod. Thank you for. I suck at remembering people's names. Okay, and we need to start the mixed relay also. Lord, mixed relay. I haven't even thought about it. Our women's team is not looking so good. I won't lie. It's not looking so good. So I'm gonna have to think about the women's team, because the men have stepped up this year, and the women have somehow dropped off form, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to see where the extra legs come from to be in that mixed relay to make sure that we can contend for a gold, for a medal. Because remember, countries like the Netherlands are going to be slotting in Femke Ball, Dominican Republic with Paulino. Those athletes that those countries, sorry, that don't have a solid four, maybe in an individual male or female event, are definitely eyeing, that mixed relay. So our team has to come good as well there. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Akeem Tosh, what? Wait, what is this? Are we having a mixed 4x1? Is this news to me? Wait, what are we saying, Jeff? Is there a mixed 4x1 or something? I didn't know that we're having that. Natasha start not better than Brianna. No, I'm not saying it is. What I'm saying is that she finished in top three. So going by how Jamaica does things, I'm saying I don't want to leave off Shashali or Natasha, which is why I spoke on them. Oh God, it's gonna be tough selecting the team, I won't lie, especially for the finals, but let's see. Sasha Lee lacks experience. I saw her in running the curve. Sasha Lee has run on relays a few times, and I saw her most recently this year running a curve, and she looked phenomenal. So I'm still giving her a spot. Whether or not they choose her, it is what it is. But she has looked good so far this year. You know what I mean? Um, how would a 110-meter hurdle and a 400-meter runner be on the same 4x1 team? Wait, what? I'm lost. Will Sasha Lee and, and Martin rediscover that? Well, if we're following trends, Natasha didn't look so good, leading into trials, and she got down to sub 11. So, based on what we're seeing MVP do, then hopefully by then she'll be back down to her sub 11 shape or better, because remember she has a 1087, personal best. So hopefully we can see something good from her. And I did say in a video prior to her last run that I would love to see her back to running 11 ones. That would be a better sign to me. And she ran 11-1. So to me, again, I'm looking out for Natasha. She looks like she'll be once tapered off again, run super fast at the championship. So let's see. As it relates to Sasha Lee Forbes, it's left to be seen. I'm hoping though. I'm hoping though. She was able to do it already. So let's see. Um, People are delusional to think Noah Lyles will challenge Usain Bolt 200-meter record. I don't think he will even touch Johan Blake's time. Let me tell you something about Eugene. Eugene is really good for 200s, 400s. Let's not even talk about 100s. You see those that 200? It does something ridiculous when you're running the 200s and the 400 meters. I've watched athletes run on that track, and I see sometimes, and I'm saying to myself, "What?" I'm talking about the 4 and the 2, crazy. So, I do think that the track, played a part in the performance. But again, we don't know the conditions in Budapest. We could get an even faster track. So you never know. You never know. Technology is moving ahead. So we can never really tell when it comes to these records. But let's see. Um, Wade Van Niekerk is 7 years older than when he set the world record. Can an older Wade Van Niekerk beat a younger Wade? Probably not, but I bet he wants to win more than anybody else. And some people mellow when they get older as well, so they tend to run better the older they get. So remember, this is his first good year back from his almost career ending injury. So to me, he's performing really well, and I don't think the field is that much far. As a matter of fact, only Steven Gardner looks that much better in terms of time so far this season. So let's see what he's able to do against Steven Gardner. But so far, so good for him. I think he can definitely challenge for gold. Rashid McDonald reported that he had a backache prior to the race. He was pulled due to precautionary measures. I get that, Marcia, but everybody has to face the same circumstances. You know what I mean? And if everybody's just like, oh, I feel this and I'm going to pull out, I'm sure he's not the only athlete that may have been feeling something, but they understand how crucial the moment is to line up and race the race and see where you get. I mean, for a coach like Steven that is, very tactical, he pulled out his athlete because he can do that. Some people are just going to tough it out. You know what I mean? I don't want it to set a trend. And I know Jamaicans are quick to run with things they've seen done before, because the first thing they're going to say is, how did he do it? That's what they're going to do. So I don't want it to set any trends, honestly. But again, I don't mind him being on the team, because to me, he's run very consistent, and I like it. I like his consistency that I've been seeing. Those sub 44, 45 runs to me are very impressive. Um, Sasha Lee has run. Yeah, she has run in quite a few relays. Yeah, she has. Mixed relays should be discontinued. It's not attractive. Oh no, it is. It is. And remember, some countries again can't field four in the women or the men 4x4. So it's good for them to also go out and challenge for a medal in a relay where they'll never be able to get a medal, otherwise. You know what I mean? Sasha Lee ran on the world. Yeah, she has. Um, she just haven't been running so great on the open circuit recently. Are we talking about Sasha Lee? I believe the same thing is happening like with everybody else. Loaded back up. Let's see how it goes. Back when the championship rolls around. But I'm hoping that she'll come back in sub 11 shape. Due to politics, Natasha and Sasha Lee will most likely be in the final unless one of them is unable, just like last year when Kemba ran in the final. But the first leg of Brianna. Okay, yeah. Again, that's just how it goes in Jamaica, so it is what it is. Well, T, no more prediction from me because you have goat mode. And after Shericka ran second that Monday was a tough one. Oh, Louis Mercy. Look here. I had to. No, well then again, I was prepared for it. So to be fair, I was like, okay, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool if she loses. So I didn't have to face what you faced, but being in America and being around Americans, I should say, it must have been very tough for you. So yeah, it is what it is. You just have to take the losses sometime. It's part of the game. It is what it is. We can't make it deter us from the goal, and the goal is world championship gold. So yeah, that's what we're looking for from Shericka. That's for sure. No one mentioned Kemba Nelson on the 4x1 because Kemba is out injured. Um, yeah, Kemba is out injured. She didn't even take part in the. I think she went to the Heat and then she didn't turn up after that. Yeah, so Kemba is out injured, or she didn't even go to the Heat. I don't even remember, but yeah, she's out injured. Um, remember how Jamaicans class were last year? Um, Again, Jamaicans attack the wrong people because of lack of information. And again, nobody, in this team setups came out and took the blame and to say, hey, we did not do X, Y, Z. They just left the athletes to be rolled over by buses. I never liked it. For the men and women sprints, who got the best chance of defending their title? For me, it's between Lyles and Shericka. I think Lyles has a better chance. The 100-meter, neither camp will win. Okay, I think Shericka has the best chance in the 200 meters because I don't believe anybody stands a chance of beating her. I believe that Lyles will face a challenge with Tobogo. Even though I have him as favorite, I believe he will be challenged by Tobogo, but let's see how that goes. Remember, the times done so far, they're not far apart. Look at how they finished the race. So I can say Shericka looks, better overall over the 200. For the 100-meter, no, it's going to be tough because Shelly has to contend with a Shericka that's also running 10.6. Plus, also, you don't know what Shakira is going to turn up running or Talu. So she definitely has to contend with quite a few athletes. But she is a championship performer, so she could possibly defend as well. But it's going to be tougher. So the only one that I think is very clear cut in my mind is the women's 200. I do think Niles will have to fight. I do think Shelly will have to fight. I do think Fred Curley will have to fight. So yeah, that's how I see it. Toby Emerson might get a 1 to 2 year suspension. The case isn't done yet, right? I think they're still hearing her case. So let's see. Let's see. Boy, me no know if it's about that, but let's see. She never made the final. Okay. That's Kemba. All right. TXT chat, I'm not in America, hon. I'm in Argentina. Yeah, that's why I corrected myself. Yeah, I corrected myself. Yeah. Wanna stop sleep on Shelly, no man. For new people, explain the mistest whereabouts cases. How does it happen? Is it fair? Is it hard to connect with the tester, etc.? Um, from an outsider perspective, I don't think it's hard. So if you miss three tests in a 12-month period, then yeah, you can be caught banned for a whereabouts failure. So it's not to say that you can't have missed tests, but you can't have them back to back. So let's say I miss one test here, then they test me the other time, then it rewrites the slate and we start all over again fresh, right? So that's the problem I'm having. So let's say you miss one. Okay, no problem. Catch me the second time, or maybe the third time. How do I get to a point where, I'm missing three? That's difficult for me because as a professional in whichever, field you're in, you're supposed to know, do's and don'ts and put yourself in a position where you can follow every rule possible so that, you don't get yourself caught up in this type of thing. And when I've listened to previous cases, based on the whereabouts, they make it pretty easy for you. They will turn up to you. So even if they turn up at your location and you're not there, you're going to the supermarket, they'll call you and say, hey, where you there? You know, and they would to run come at the supermarket and try to get a test from you. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I honestly don't know why the athletes make it sound so difficult. I don't know if they're just annoyed at the fact that they have to do this. Maybe I don't know, but if it's a part of the game, then just do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's how I just feel about this whole whereabouts thing. Athletes just have to know what they should do. That's it. If they're responsible, they have to be responsible. Yeah. who made the team for the women's 200 meters again. If I'm not mistaken, Shelly isn't running, but who else after that? So we have Shericka. Shelly obviously, qualified, but may not take up her spot. We have the young girl from, she also runs at Texas, Kevona's teammate. Her name is slipping me right now, but yeah. Then we have Natalia, and then we have, if Shelly doesn't run, Kevona takes that spot. So yeah, the only person's name that's slipping me right now is let me tell you her name. I'm clearly not good at names. Let me find it and tell you. Let me find it and tell you her name. Here we go. So her name is Laneta V. Thomas or Tava Thomas, depending on how we pronounce it. Yeah, that's her name. So she made the team. Have you heard anything about Chris? I think I saw him recently post on his social media that he's just, fresh start. So clearly he's come to terms with whatever happened and he's just, looking to do put his best foot forward for the future. You just have to, be on your A game when it comes to everything, track and field. If they can pop you for something, don't give them an excuse to pop you. You know what I mean? Sorry. Don't we have an athlete in the same boat as Toby? Don't remember his name. Yeah, Christopher Taylor. So yeah, again, it's the same thing like Toby. You have to be responsible. So it is what it is. And that's why I said, and again, it doesn't really sit well with me, the situation with Christopher Taylor, because the person was at his yard, followed him to the airport, was behind him, clock, and it still didn't work out. That to me doesn't make any sense. I don't know. So let's see. Women's 200 meters, Shericka, for me, Gabby, and I would probably throw. Oh, I forgot about Shakira. Shakira in the event too. Coco. It's gonna be tough for third. I'm not gonna lie. Third is gonna be tough. Third is gonna be a dogfight between Dina, Julian, um, who else? What's that? Yes, I just say Shakiri. Who else am I leaving out? Oh, if I'm leaving out anybody else, when I'm doing my preview video, I'll cover it. But yeah, it's gonna be tough for third, in my opinion. Is he the guy also under investigation? You're talking about Chris? I think they're hearing his case. I don't think I've heard anything after that. But clearly the decision hasn't been made yet. He's just suspended for now, I think. But they haven't handed down, or I haven't heard them say anything about if they've handed down a final decision as it relates to how long he'll be banned for. You know what I mean? But again, you know, to me, he made a mistake. He should have figured out something. I don't know. Not take the plane. I don't know. I don't know. Chuckies, I'm still reeling from. Oh, I saw you make this comment. Gabby was tired. She said she was jet lagged. It's fine. Gabby's gonna turn up to the World Championships and run well. She's gonna medal. I don't see three people stopping her from medaling. So let's see. She'll be fine, Harold. Some of them purposely miss them because they have to wait for whatever banned substance to leave their system, microdosage. Yeah, that's a possibility as well, but I really don't want to get into pointing fingers because I don't really know the real circumstances behind why these athletes miss tests. I'm just saying that athletes have to be responsible. That's it. I'm not pointing any finger at any athlete to say they did something. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you have to be responsible. So if it's part of your job to be there wherever, because remember, you are the one that updates it and says I will be available on XYZ date. You put that time in the calendar. So if you say I'll be available, unless you fall down ill and you end up in the hospital, there's no way you should not be available. You know what I mean? So I don't know how many years Chris got. I haven't heard anything about it, so I don't know. Unless this information is breaking news since I've been on live, I haven't heard anything. Oral release a new video titled "She Cannot Lose" with Shericka and Shelly in the thumbnail. Can't wait to dive into this. Yeah, I'm gonna do a video, but not no, it's too soon for that. I have some days to go before I do those type of videos. But yeah, I'll be doing my little previews as well. I didn't know Shelly and Shakiri raced 6 times and they both tied. Yeah, because some of them, if you remember that London race, there was two. There was a heat and a finals, and I think Shelly faced her in both the heat and the finals. And it was raining, not London, someplace in England, and it was raining really terribly. So She lost there. I'm trying to remember where was the other one, but yeah, it doesn't matter. You lose sometimes. It doesn't define you. You're not infallible. You're gonna lose sometimes. You know what I mean? Um, are you saying Taylor was using drugs? Come on, say no. Come on, guys, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. What's happening with Stacey? And does she have an opportunity to be in the relay pool? No, she pulled out with injury, so she's out of it for the season as well. Unfortunately, she didn't take up her spot in the final, so it is what it is. Um, Look here, next year is the Olympic year. The girls and the guys just have to get their bodies back refreshed. I think the back-to-back championships has really also played a heavy toll on these athletes as well. So it seems as though a lot of them are breaking down in this, World Championship year, which would typically be a off year. You know what I mean? So with that said, just give them some time. Hopefully next year they can come back good. You know what I mean? If Shelly decide to run the 200, let's not count her out for a medal. Yeah, that's if she decides. If she decides to run it, then I'm sorry for the rest of the world, but Jamaica is scraping 2 medals. Nita will probably run the 200. I don't have her figuring into medals, even if she runs it. Um, Ideal men's 4x1 team. Who made it? We have a few guys. We have a few guys, but because they're new, I want them to get some practice. And I can't really speak to what I haven't seen. You know what I mean? They may look good, over the flat event, but not necessarily run good over the relay. You know what I mean? So I think it's very crucial that the guys, especially the guys, get some relay in, considering that they're, most of them are new to this. As it relates to the girls, I do want them to get practice in as well. So let's see how it goes. But yeah, that's it. All right, Chuckies. I said 2 hours. I said no. First it was 1 hour, then it became 2.5 hours. Now we're bordering 3 hours. So yeah. This was a good little talk. I haven't talked with you all a while, so I guess 3 hours is fine. Please remember to hit that like button. Let me go over to the stream and see if y'all are been behaving yourselves and hitting like. Where is the stream? Okay, let's see. I don't even know. Where's my stream? Is my stream gone? Okay, here we are. Okay, ready, likes. All right, hit the like, hit the like, hit the like, Trackies. Come on, hit the like. I appreciate it. Thank you. Also, the super chat button is someplace there, I suppose. Y'all can certainly donate if you would like. I wouldn't mind. All right, so Trackies, the next up is delving into what is coming at Budapest. You're in for a long haul. I saw somebody tell me that I'm obsessed with Shakiri. I should stop talking about Shelly. I'm like, I'm sorry to break it to you, but I'll be rinsing Shelly and Shakiri's name and everybody else's name leading into Budapest, post Budapest. This is a track and field channel. That's what you're gonna get. It's the most ridiculous thing. Like, oh God, don't talk about them. Oh, la, 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 la. I'm like, what are you even talking about? You can't pick and choose when we talk about athletes. We're just gonna talk about them. If there's a story to talk about, we're gonna talk about them. So yeah, look out for those videos. It's a lot that's gonna be coming up, obviously. Yeah. So with that said, Trackies, I'm gonna be bouncing in 5 minutes. So if y'all don't have anything to say to me, I'm gonna bounce. Let's see. I don't think a lot of athletes are taking this year that seriously, being that it should have been an off year. Yeah, I get the slow vibe. I'm getting a really slow, really laid back vibe from a lot of the athletes as well. So I think they're trying to just make sure that they're good for next year. Next year is a big year. So I feel like they're trying to be really good for Paris. So let's see. It's fourth in the relay pool. Well, fourth fall started and didn't even make it to the finals clearly, and then after that he didn't get to qualify for the 200 meters since he doesn't have the qualifying standard, but he is running on the circuit and he's inching closer and closer to that qualifying standard. So right now I think he's at 20.35, so he has some going to go, and he has 3 days. No, 27, 28, 29, 30. Yeah, he has 3 days. So let's see. He has between tomorrow, the 28th, the 29th, and the 30th to get that qualifying standard. And if he can't get the qualifying standard, it means he doesn't have a spot on the team. And if he doesn't have a spot on the team, he won't even be considered for the relay, in my opinion. For Paris team, my last comment, because I have to go. We will sweep that 100-meter flat hurdles 4x1 men. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like the hurdles comment. That's for sure because Brittany will be back. Brittany will definitely be back. Let's see. Let's see. All right. So Shakis, that is it. Yeah, no more races for Shelly until Budapest. You're welcome, guys. I appreciated you guys, turning up. Yeah, he did a 9.99, but that doesn't have anything to do with the individual team. And if you're talking about the relay, he didn't even make it to the finals. Remember, he false started out. So, and there are quite a few guys that have run faster than that. So, yeah, I don't think he's gonna be considered unless he can make that 200-meter team. And if he doesn't make the 200-meter team, I don't think he'll be on the plane, unfortunately. Now, with that said, Trackies, I appreciated you one more time, turning up and, enjoying the live. I don't think I'm going to be doing one on Sunday because again, I'm trying to prep for all of the videos that will be coming, leading into the World Championship. So that's what's next for the channel. And anything that I just want to talk about, I'll just come on and talk about it. Whether or not you all are annoyed at me talking about Shakira. As a matter of fact, I think my next video is going to be about Shakira. I'm just going to make something up and come and talk about her. Just to annoy everybody. I'm joking. I'm joking. All right, with that said, I love y'all. Thank you for joining me. Take care.